Yo, this is crazy. We're starting Grapsody, and I don't have the intro. That's what's going on today. So we're coming right into it. It's Grapsody. We're real feeling Reg. Got to keep it real instead of what you usually get from these talking heads. Grapsody, we're here to fill the void. Three black fans, different perspective. Got to fill your voice. Coming with the podcast, talking majors, indies, in between. Yes, all that. And we're down with Fightful Better. Yeah, you know the rest, man. I can't get into it. I'm just trying to, ease you guys into it so it's just not, oh, look, what's going on? It's weird. They're already talking. It's Grapsody, baby, Saturday morning. Thank you guys for being here. Today, we have a very special episode. The homie Will Washington is in the air or not. I don't know. He's somewhere on his way to Chicago, to Forbidden Door. It's lit. So we got one of our homies, real good friend here in the building. SP3 is here to fill in for Will Washington. What's you feeling like today, SP3?
I'm feeling very honored to be here on this podcast. I got to interact with all three of y'all before y'all got this started. So I'm as a friend of y'all's, I feel very proud for what y'all have grown here on this platform and really established y'all as one of the main names and main podcasts in this wrestling media game. So I'm really honored to have a seat here and to fill in for one of the great black dads in wrestling media as another black dad fill in for Will Washington. It is an honor for real, y'all.
Hey, appreciate that. And as always, it's your boy. He's in the building. He's been right so many times. This week, he's been right a whole bunch. It's your boy, Phil Lindsey. He's in the building. What's up, Phil?
What's going on, man? Look, Chicago is up, my friends.
My God.
I saw Great O'Con at the beach. I was like, look, Chicago's not known for beaches, but get your shit off. I appreciate you.
Bro, what beach is he at, Phil? Phil, what beach is he at?
He said Ohio State, Ohio Street. So I was like, But I was like, nah, cool.
Get your shit off, bro.
Get your beach life off. It was hot yesterday. Man, but yeah, we are up, man. The homie Lupe laced us with some music yesterday. Come on, man.
No, Chicago was way up, bro. Y'all are going crazy. I'm jealous. I'm hating. Everything's happening hot in Chicago. Is it hot in Chicago?
It's been like 80s, 90s all week.
Okay, so it's lit.
But yeah, man.
People are outside.
Yeah. Again, look, drill music and Zion out there. I don't want to plug my man shit, but drill music and Zion, June 24th dropped. I think it's dope, man. I think it's like jazzy rap, man. If you're looking for like, I don't know, like radio hits or like bangers, this probably is an album for you. It's a thinking man's rap album, which I would expect Lupe to drop at this point in his career. Still a very good album. I would check it out. He recorded this thing in 3 days. Who does that? Who records 10 songs in 3 days?
Him. It's crazy, man. Like, I don't think he's at that position anymore to be doing radio hits or trying to be for anybody else besides his core. Now he's just like, yo, you about to get all these bars and you're about to give them however I feed them to you.
I wouldn't have expected him to leave Atlantic and go and do like independence and still trying to do like radio records.
Right, because they were trying to get him to do full radio records over at Atlantic. It was weird for a while that
they were trying to get him to do some wild stuff in Atlantic. One of the funniest things I've seen him say, like I just saw him on Hot 97 and he was saying how he doesn't get any pub for any of his stuff from Atlantic. Because of course he doesn't own any of his masters. So yeah, him saying like he doesn't.
That's always the worst stories to hear, man, from artists.
But just because it's Lupe, he goes, man, I don't get any pub for Daydream. But let's play Daydream, run it.
That is so unfortunate, bro. I hate hearing that because like a lot of artists are like that. You see why he was so upset at the end of that because he's like, I'm about to be getting no money from this. I'm doing all this for nothing. This is dumb, yo. That's whack, man. Give Lupe his pub, yeah.
Hey, the story you told about Leo Cohen, and that was also very funny. How he was like, I want my masters, and Leo was like, man, what are you gonna do carrying around in a briefcase? And he was like, I was offended at the moment, but I understood what he meant because it's just like, if you don't know what to do with your masters, then what do you need them for, right? Like if you don't have like a plan of actually how to make money off of them, what do you need them for?
I know he's gonna have an idea. He's not a dumb guy. Like he's gonna know what to do with it. Yeah, man. So it's been a super busy week. again for professional wrestling. I've been talking about wrestling every single day. SP3's almost been talking about wrestling every single day. It feels like 2 at this point. What's your podcast week been like, man? What you been talking about out there? Is it all Forbidden Door? Or are there any other hot stories that maybe leaked under the radar?
Oh, well, there was the fallout from all the drama. I know you guys dreaded talking about this last week. I was watching the show about all this Vince drama with John Laurinaitis going on administrative leave and being replaced by Bruce Pritchard.
Ooh,
got to talk about that. Yeah. I mean, we all saw this coming. He was going to be the fall guy in all of this. So we all saw that coming a mile away. But yeah, it was Monday on Inside the Ropes. Tuesday I was on Fightful Overbooked on Pillar to Post. I got screwed over. I was, two black men got screwed over this week. Me and Will Washington
wait a minute.
over on Quizlemania.
It's
so
crazy over here.
Had to bring it up because I'm the first ever. And still the only, unfortunately, because Will should be, but I'm the first ever black Quizlemania champion.
Come on, man. It's because they're ducking your boy. They've been ducking your boy also. Righteous Reg needs to be present. Every time they talk about Quizlemania, my name comes up, but I ain't heard nothing from Quizlemania. Y'all are ducking your boy. You know what time it is when your boy pull up. But I heard that there was a big travesty this week.
Listen,
with our co-host, man. What happened here?
I totally forgot about this in starting our podcast because our guy's not here. But listen, Will Washington is the uncrowned Quizlemania champion. I do not support what Sean Ross Sapp is doing with this fraudulent cash-in.
Nope, it's a fraud.
Shame on you, Denise Salcedo. Shame on you, Adam Plompier. I'm looking at you, man. Make this right. Make this right. Get our guy back on. Make him champion as he deserves.
It's crazy out here. Will deserves his justice.
I totally agree. Justice for Will. Hashtag justice for Will.
Justice for Will. Of course, that clip of him with the kufi is going to be everywhere at some point.
Oh yeah, it's forever. That's ours now.
Nah, man. Make this right, man. Make this right.
I'm trying to get into these super chats.
We actually had Will on our Forbidden Door preview over on True Hill Heat yesterday, and my boy Romeo clipped that and played it for Will at the end. So we got a nice pop out of Will because that is now in YouTube lore. His reaction to getting screwed over on Quizlemania, the uncrowned Quizlemania champion. So I agree with you, Adam Blampier. I've called myself the Black Adam Blampier, but the real Adam Blampier. He needs to make this right. He needs to bring Will back on for next month, and Will should be known as the uncrowned champion or interim champion. They got interims going everywhere. We got an interim CEO and chairwoman of WWE, interim AEW world champion, at least interim at the very least.
No. Interim implies that he did not win. This man won Quizlemania.
Let's go, baby.
He won. Come on. And somehow he's not champion. I don't know.
They had SRS sitting in the back with the briefcase to run in on him, huh? It's crazy out here just because it's Money in the Bank season. I see what's going on here. We see what's going on here. I got you. We're going to make up for this. It's not the end for this. Yo, we got a couple super chats out here. SP3, it's been like 2 minutes since I seen you, just like we were talking about new media edition of Grapsody. Let's go. SP3's been on every podcast there is to exist. They're like, we got about 3 black dudes we're going to hit. It's going to be Will, Reg, SP3. Which one do you want today? We got you. It's new media. The forbidden door of media has been blasted open. Your big bros are everywhere to be seen.
New media, man. Draymond.
We are the new media. Yes, I know Reg and Phil, they're part of the new media.
More people part of new media. Look at it, man. They giving it up for new media all day. It's Caden. Appreciate y'all with the super chats today.
That Draymond clip of him saying "shut up" was my favorite thing from the parade. Him doing that. I said it already. Shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Draymond was going crazy. He was in promo mode. He wasn't letting nothing get past nobody. He was going to address every issue, and he was going to say he's going to keep frying y'all on Twitter, and he has continued to fry niggas on Twitter.
Man, you know what you tell him?
Shout out to Draymond.
Shut up.
Yeah, honestly. Shout out to the Warriors, baby. The parade happened. I did not cross the bridge because I couldn't. Did you guys see how many people were out there? I can't. And what?
There was a lot of people out there, man.
I can't.
My man Steph cooked them guys up in the finals and was out there drinking up a storm. I was like, is this guy gonna sleep or what's going on?
No. It's celebration time. You see how they be talking about my guy everywhere in the world, bro. He was like, yo, I told y'all I was gonna do it, and I did it, and I'm about to drink some tequila and rub on my wife's butt all day. It's lit, baby. I mean, I'm not mad at it at all, yo.
I seen it. He flexed out. He had all of his trophies up there. He had his rings around his neck. I was like, nah, flexing. Man, let him know, man.
And Jordan Poole was out there trying to be nasty. He was looking at all, like, if there was a woman, he was trying to, he was in them streets for sure, man. I would be too, though. Bro was out there balling.
Yo,
he about to get paid this summer too, so why not? But did y'all see the little kid in the crowd that had the "Will you marry me" Riley Curry sign?
Curry was not feeling that, bro.
Yeah, yes, he was like, nah. They were not. I was like,
what is this? GP was trying to get his JR off with his shirt off, man. I don't know where his shirt went. He was walking around the whole parade with his shirt off. Oh man, get your congratulations in. I hope they found Clay wherever he was. You know, he was getting lost out there in the crowd,
running people down and stuff.
Bro,
oh man, I was
Clay was having a good time. He rode a boat up there to the parade, man. He wasn't playing around. Lost his hat and everything, yo. It was lit. The Warriors were like,
had my man up there with the skipper hat on.
Yeah, it was lit. I had a bunch of friends that did go, and they had a great time. It was Oakland was out. You heard Too Short and E40 all night. Any car, just like if you just listen faintly, you'll hear "Shake That Monkey." That's how it is in Oakland. So shout out to y'all.
Man, hilariously, the first time I got out after the pandemic, and like I was out, and I don't think I've ever heard any hyphy records before I had dreads, and so it cut on, and it was like "Shake Them Dreads," and I was looking around, and I was like, "Is this for me? Do I do that?"
It's exactly for you. Yes, it's exactly for you. It's a hilarious feel. If you came to Oakland, you'd be just another one of us. Like when I go outside, I see me I'm like, yo, that's me right there. Wait, how am I right here and also right there? Dreadheads, we're just like running wild. Like if they put out an APV or whatever the thing is for a dread guy from this site to this height, I'm staying in the house. I'm not going outside. I fit the description. I mean, there's hella of us out there.
I mean, that's Southside out here too. There are a lot of dreadheads out here.
That's what's up, man. I gotta come through to Chicago, man. I'm trying to go over there and see what's going down.
Should have been out here this weekend,
man. I know, man. You know what?
Don't worry. There'll be another AEW pay-per-view in a few months in Chicago because Chicago gets everything.
They do.
Hey man, it's not the Mecca.
I don't know. Yo, SP3,
I
don't know what Phil's influence is. I don't know how he keeps making these shows happen all the time, but they be listening to him.
Come on, man.
Facts.
It's crazy.
Come on, Cody came out here and gave his best performance ever, possibly in Chicago.
Chi-town.
Come on, man. Chicago.
Talking about some more Chicago in the group chat or in the super chat. Salute to Phil for the debate on 808 and Heartbreaks on if it was a classic album, yes or no.
This threw me off. So I was listening.
Man.
I was listening to Rory and Maul's podcast, and they were talking about the Drake album, and then they jumped into 808s for a second. They were like, "Yeah, people didn't like 808s when it dropped, but now it's a classic." I was like, "Is it though?"
But now it's a classic is a crazy sentence, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is.
So I tweeted this, and a lot of people were like, "No, you bugging? It's a classic." And I was like, "Is it though?"
I mean, me personally, it for a while because Kanye's first 3 albums is, in my opinion, one of the best 3 albums from an artist ever.
Bangs,
first
back
3,
to back.
like hit after hit. College Dropout, Late Registration, The Graduation, just
all
instant
fire.
Classic. All 3 of them. And then when he had 808s and Heartbreak, everyone and their mama considered that a drop off. I just think that he's had so many other albums that is worse than 808s and Heartbreak that nostalgia tells us now that's a classic.
Yeah, one thing I'll give to the people that they said is it did influence a lot of people. I think a lot of people did run with that, but I guess it, and I'm pretty big on influence, so I can go with it off of that,
No, it's definitely influential. I just was thrown back because I was like, is this not the weakest of his first 5 albums?
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, if people think it's a classic, I know that we're in the era where everything is considered a classic. But I was just like, I did not know that
it's a
808s.
crazier era now because like they don't even, there's no time now. Now it's just like, this album's been out for 13 minutes. This is the best album I've heard in mine. I'm like, yo, you haven't even, like, as an artist, I know you haven't even, if you hear it once, you haven't even really heard it, honestly. You have to like really get into it. So it's hard to be like on these like things like that. Everything's classic instantly, but you know, that's how the world moves. It moves so quickly that there's going to be another classic things in 5 minutes. So
yeah, I was thrown back. There were people that were like, "This is my favorite Kanye album." I was like, I've never heard anybody say that. That was that was a wild time, man. Kanye hopping on stage with the Pee Wee Herman suit on and doing Love Lockdown.
Yeah, no, it was weird at that time. It definitely was weird at that point.
But he was going through a lot. Like, he just lost his mom at that time. So this was the album that he kind of needed to get all of that out. And then he then came back with Beautiful, Dark, Twisted Fantasy. And that was as good as his first 3 albums. So I do agree with Phil. That's like the weakest out of those.
Arguably his best album, I would say.
Yeah,
I'm a huge fan of Late Registration. That's just me. Like, I feel like Late Registration doesn't get enough love, and I just feel like the production on that is ridiculous. Like, I still go back and listen to his track with Cam on that album. It's still one of my favorite Kanye songs ever. So I think the production was epic on Late Registration, and then Graduation had the production with his lyrics. I feel like those two just a little bit better than Twisted Dark Fantasy.
Wait. The Cam record with the knock knock, who's there? Killer Cam, killer who?
Killer who? I'm from Harlem, yo. I'm from Harlem. I'll be playing that all day.
Yeah. Cam is crazy, bro. Like, starting a verse like that is hilarious.
Yeah, no, he's nuts. Yeah, I think just because of the connection that it had in the time, College Dropout will always be the one, just because there was I graduated from high school that year. Like, it came out a month before I graduated. And so, like, it's just connected to that. And then I started, you know, being wild, doing a whole bunch of stuff, going out to parties and shit. It's connected to that. So, like, I've always there's songs on there that just, like, bring me back to that time. Like, All Falls Down is my favorite Kanye West song ever. Like, that's number one. I can't, like, I don't think he did it right there. And I was like, yeah, he did it. So, I mean, that connection.
I'm a big fan of Graduation.
The video? Oh, you just brought me back. Stacey Dash in the video.
I mean, she's trash, and he's super trash. Like, now I wouldn't play a Kanye West record if they forced me to.
Yo, if you would have told me then, looking at that video, that those guys were going to be out here like MAGA folks.
Both of them, bro. What? No, you're lying. I can't. No, but it's real. Yeah, it's real. Yeah. We got some more. Jake, Justice for Will. I mean, I'm saying, bro, they really did my boy like that on national internet. I don't know what this is. Another one. Van Twin Blade, shout out to the homie Dorknicio Salcedo. Yeah.
Yo, what was Denise needs to tell me what was this wig she was wearing too. I was like, what's going on with this wig, man? Had like this blonde wig on. Yeah, man. See, shenanigans over there. Get my man right, man.
He said, "Teach Reg how to say mine." I'm stoned, man. I'm not.
Vala B.
Vala B. Okay, yeah. Shout out to Vala B. Thank you. I appreciate it. Shout out to D-Lo Diggs. I have to say everyone's name. I forgot it's not just a visual podcast. It's a podcast. That's listening. I'm new with this StreamYard thing, man. I'm just trying to move it along. You know, not have too many stops. Shout out to D-Lo Diggs. Justice for Will. Also, what's up, SB3? Hope you fellas are well. Nick Wayne versus Osprey. Sweet Jesus. I still haven't watched that. It's been a busy week. It's crazy out here. Wow. And if Kyrie go to Dallas, I will super kick a cactus. If Kyrie go to Dallas, that's gonna be weird, man.
Yo,
that's just so weird.
Kyrie got to get it together, man. I keep wanting to root for this guy, man. He makes it very hard to support him, man. Because what are you doing out here, Kyrie, man? Get it together, man.
It's like he does something good, and then he does something to, go back 2 steps immediately after it. It's just how Kyrie lives his life. I don't know why he wants us to be frustrated with him all the time. And KD's also like, I don't know. I could be out in these streets again. I'm trying to hit the streets. I'm trying to do this. Like, what's up out there?
Stop slandering my man KD too, man. I saw a lot of people saying, oh, well, see, this is what you get for leaving the Warriors. Blah, blah, blah. Y'all didn't want him to go to the Warriors in the first place.
Exactly. I love how they don't keep the same energy at
The same
all.
Energy has not been kept.
I have to defend Kyrie, unfortunately, on everything I do. He's actually sort of kind of in my family. My family goes out with his family. That's a little teaser I'll put out there. I won't put any information because they told me not to specify who is who. But yeah, so I have to defend Kyrie over on FMC with my boy Jeremy, and yeah, he doesn't make it easy at all.
Hey man, on the court, love Kyrie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Every time he hits the court, though, he does make up for it. I guess you're like, okay, I guess you can give up on whatever anger you have for this man because he could ball.
Oh man, so at one point I knew before like the world knew that him and LeBron weren't getting along, and so I was like, man, this is our chance. And I knew that him and Jimmy Butler were friends. They actually had the same personal trainer. I was like, this is it. He's coming to the Bulls. And then they traded Jimmy. Fuck you forever, Garpax. Fuck you forever.
Nah, for real, man. Because Jimmy started Jimmy was mad too, man. Look at him. He's been balling ever since. He can't do it by himself. He can't do it by himself. Like, let's remember.
No.
Shout out to Darian. What's up, fellas? Made it to the shop for Forbidden Door. First time me and my wife ever been to the city. Hopefully I get to see you in person. Philip, Lindsey, look out for your boy Darian out there. So a lot of people out in Chicago. What should they look forward to? What should they look out for? Give them a little bit of Chicago advice for anybody new there.
Listen, I do not want to see your pizza discourse. I don't want it. If you're here for pizza, enjoy your pizza and get out of this city.
That's it.
Don't come here talking about how, oh man, I'm here to have deep dish pizza and I've had this rant before. You're gonna enjoy the pizza and you're gonna do your selfies, pulling the cheese up and what have you.
Yep.
Listen, enjoy your pizza and get out of here. Don't get on Twitter or Instagram and go, this isn't pizza.
You can't flex your pizza. No.
Don't do any of the, our pizza is better. Listen, come here and enjoy the delicacy that is deep dish Chicago style pizza, and leave me alone.
But there's also the square pizza, right? What's the other one?
Listen, you can get thin crust pizza in the city, man. You can get tavern style pizza, bro.
Right.
Like, there are several places you can go. Man, go and enjoy Portillo's wherever you want to go. Get your Garrett's and wherever else. But listen, stop this pizza thing, man. Stop it.
I won't say anything. Want to hear your pizza takes. Yeah, I haven't had Chicago pizza, so no doubt.
I have. It's kind of like a casserole, in my opinion.
See how we started?
I'm from New York. I'm from New York. I'm sorry.
You said like casserole, Phil. They always say casserole or lasagna.
Like that deep. It was good. It was good though. It was good. As a New Yorker, I will say Chicago pizza is really good. It's just different.
Here they go.
It's different from what I do. I like
to fold the crust.
I like to fold the crust. I get a single plate. It's all greasy and stuff in New York.
Man.
They got the.
Why you got to fold the pizza though, man? Why you got to fold it?
That's just the New York way.
We're not washing clothes. What you folding for?
Hey, it gets greasy, man. He just trying to keep the clothes fresh. I mean, but usually by that point, you don't need to keep the clothes greasy because it's like 3 a.m. anyways. Like the clothes can be greasy at this point. Just eat the pizza and go on your way. I have I said, California pizza, we ain't known for it. California Pizza Kitchen's one of the worst restaurants ever. Nobody cares. So have fun with your pizza debates, just not here.
Hey, man. But yeah, it all depends on how long you're here, man. Yeah. Look, there's plenty of things to see downtown. There's all the little tourist trap things down there, like Navy Pier. Hey, hang out by the lake. I guess you can go find a beach like Great O'Con did. Great O'Con will find a way to laugh, He'll find a way.
In these streets. Every day. You saw what he did in Las Vegas.
Yo, he was out here in Vegas.
He's a hero.
He's keeping the streak going, baby. Couple more super chats. I don't even want to keep saying group chats. Even the MIB Money in the Bank champ has a chance to defend after the cash in, but Will didn't even get a chance. It was just like sit back and take this L. That's from Derek. Shout out to Derek. Man, we really need justice for Will. The fans are upset. He needs his rematch immediately next night on Raw. He needs his rematch, baby. Is it next night on Raw? I don't know when it is.
There you go. See, I just got added to the Discord chat for Quizzlemania. I'm gonna put in my request with the Wrestle Talk folks.
Yep.
They letting me have pivy to a couple of different things. So I'm gonna say Will deserves his justice. He needs to be on the lineup for the next Quizzlemania. It's only been 10 champions. Come on, it should be 11.
Come on, man. SRS don't need any more championship wins. He don't need any more accolades, man. He broke the CM Punk news. He don't need nothing else. Leave him be.
He was He was a 6-time champion before that too. Like Denise couldn't set it up, and Denise says she doesn't even like SRS, so she set it up for him to win of all people. That was
crazy. I saw the thing at GCW. We were there. Phil, remember that? They was beefing. She kicked him down low. Like, what happened since then?
Wrong, man. Fixing it for your boy.
I don't know, man. It's crazy out here. And she was in charge of the lineup too, so she could have called Red. She could have called Red to get Reg on there too.
I'm saying I could have been the one that ran in with the briefcase like Seth Rollins WrestleMania 31. But what?
There you go.
Come on, man. Hey, no. So SB3, tell us a little bit about your pod you got over there. What were you guys talking about this morning?
We talked about pretty much the weekend wrestling. We had Kieran from Noob Japan over on Wrestle In, as well as the New Japan Pro Wrestling podcast on Fightful Overbook. So we got a lot of insight from him. He was throwing that smoke in there, talking about Zack Sabre Jr. is a much better technical wrestler than Bryan Danielson. I don't know how. Yeah. I don't know. I was like, I gave him the center stage because he had that heat, and he explained it well. Because Bryan Danielson is an overall great wrestler, but he's like, a lot of people see him as like a striker more than just technical, and how Zack Sabre Jr. he's like an octopus. He'll just wrap people up like it's crazy, and he's all about the technical, the roll-ups, the submissions. So I understood where he was coming from, but as a Bryan Danielson fan and consider him the GOAT, it hurt my heart a little bit. But we also talked about that Kenny Omega interview. We talked about Triple H being back at the Performance Center, and we did our preview and predictions for Forbidden Door. So it was a really good episode. We have my boy Top Guy JJ over there, Miss Chrissy Love, True Hill Heat. We're pretty much go live every single day over there, but Saturdays is usually where we have our flagship podcast. So a lot of fun talking to Kieran, hearing the New Japan perspective, especially with all the mess going on in WWE. And Kieran's like, that's the forbidden window. He don't even look through there. Being a New Japan fan, he's like, I don't even look through that window to see from the outside looking in. So it was a great perspective, different perspective than we usually have on the show.
That's dope. That's super dope. There's, like I said, it's been a busy week, a lot going on. We're going to talk about a lot of those things here today on Grapsody. And a little bit ago, you said a word, octopus. If anybody watched Rampage last night, a little bit of the mystery of the person that's going to be on Sunday, because on Wednesday, I tweeted when Bryan Danielson was talking about who's going to replace him. I said, it's time with this man's picture. But Tony Khan eliminated that mystery by having yesterday on Rampage, in a backstage segment with our homie Lee Moriarty, the Ring of Honor World Champion Jonathan Gresham showed his face on AEW TV. It's been a long time coming for me, honestly, since Ring of Honor shut down, and since they've been doing the things with Ring of Honor. Been like, where's John Gresham? Where he's at? He's been outside, wrestling across the country, across the world, everywhere. But here he was, the octopus, Jonathan Gresham, showed his face. Lee Moriarty said he needs a shot at the Ring of Honor World Championship. We all here agree. Everybody agrees. Yeah, honestly, you should do that. Yeah. But then Tully Blanchard comes in and says that his ROH homies, Brian Cage, Khan, and who's the other guy? I can't remember the other guy's name. Awful of me and awful of us. But yeah, Khan and Brian Cage are going to challenge Lee Moriarty and the Ring of Honor World Champion, Jonathan Gresham. This was a great moment for me, you guys, honestly, because I've been waiting, like I said, for a long time to see Jonathan Gresham here. that means he was in the same building as who we found out was not cleared to wrestle, Bryan Danielson. And I've been wanting this match for, I can't even count how many years, honestly. So we lit, baby.
Yeah, I did kind of think it was going to be Gresham because if you want to do another technical match, Gresham made a lot of sense.
Tao Loa. That's his name. Leona. Tao Leona.
Alien.
Leon.
But no, man, Gresham would have made a lot of sense. So I would have liked to see
you
it.
also tweeted that it might be Gresham that same day.
And people were like, no, it's not Gresham. It's Claudio. Stop putting that out in the world. I'm like, hey, I just want to see Gresham wrestle, bro. Like,
yeah, that's it.
I don't know. I also would have really liked to see Lee Moriarty versus Zack Sabre.
Right. Both those guys.
We've got to get that on a Rampage or a Dynamite before Zack goes back to Japan. Like, come on,
bro. They could have ran that last night. Like, you got these people in the building. Like, run everything. Like, I would have just ran another dope Will Osprey 1-on-1. I don't know, but that 6-man was pretty wild from the other night, honestly. So, and then that news that came out that Punk was originally supposed to be in that 6-man, not the one from last night, but the one from with FTR. He was originally supposed to be in that spot. So I'm like thinking, damn, if Punk would have been in that, like that would have added another dope element to an already dope match. So damn, these injuries that needs to be the first topic, honestly, is how injuries have plagued every wrestling company in the world and how much it affected the outcome of the card of Forbidden Door. Like, we would have got a totally different card of wrestling without these injuries. And like, how insane is that to think about?
Man, listen, it's a totally different energy if CM Punk is headlining the show.
Yeah.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, I do think Mox deserves the spot. I think that they had put off that match with Tanahashi for way too long. He's been owed that match for a long time. And then I just really like the story of him coming back. He had that great interview that he did for ESPN that turned into a piece that was really good. And I know he did a interview with Renee this week on Open Sessions. I haven't got a chance to watch it yet. But everything he's talked about from his time in rehab and all that time, it is a really good story. But man, this is United Center. This is where Punk debuted. Having him come back as champion would have been fitting.
Yep.
What could have been, of course, seeing Bryan wrestle Zack Sabre Jr. in my hometown. Like, come on, man. Like, that would have been incredible. And then, of course, no Kenny Omega. Like, the injuries have been like a big damper on this show. But I still think it's going to be a good show.
I can't even imagine a point where Kenny and CM Punk were available. Like, what would they have done if both of these guys would have been able to wrestle, you know? So
I think Kenny would have either been in the 4-way or they would have ran Jay White versus Kenny if he was available.
Yeah. From all the promos that Jay White has done, he's made sure he's always mentioned Kenny Omega and being the reason why AEW was created. So I can definitely see him. And they've never done that Okada versus Omega in the United States. And I mean, I bought my ticket for the G1 Supercard back in 2019, thinking that was where they were going to do it. And then it came out that was their original plan before they, fell out of talk with AEW. So yeah, I don't think any wrestling company in the world besides All Elite Wrestling could survive Bryan Danielson, Kenny Omega, and CM Punk being injured at one time.
Right.
But despite all of that going against them, I think the card really looks good. I think that Moxley and Tanahashi should have already been happening. I really would have put, especially with considering what Tony Khan said about that 6-man with Trent Beretta, FTR versus, was supposed to be Punk in there. I would have done Punk versus Osprey for the AEW World Championship instead of Tanahashi and Punk, because I feel like Tanahashi needed to face Moxley on the show. You've been stopping that match. Moxley, even Tony Khan also mentioned Moxley went into business for himself before All Out by cutting promos on Tanahashi when he was supposed to verse Kojima, which had everybody thinking it was going to be Tanahashi. So, that match needed to happen on this show, but I would have went Punk versus Osprey because I feel like Osprey can move enough to make it a very entertaining match with Punk, and Punk needed to verse a heel in the United Center. Like Phil said, this is where he debuted. This is his hometown. Him versus an established heel of New Japan would have worked better in my opinion, but unfortunately, we can't get any of that. But still, I would say the card is as good as they could have possibly made it with all these injuries right now.
Yeah, I don't know. It felt like on the countdown to the Forbidden Door special, it felt like Okada was promoing like he was wrestling CM Punk. Like he was saying like it's gonna rain and like everything he was saying I'm Okada and like niggas are lucky to be in the building with me. Like he was flexing on that special, bro.
He was talking that talk, man. It definitely felt like he was like, yeah, where's your guy? Because he gave me this address a few months ago.
He did.
Where's your guy?
Where is he?
And so I felt the way as Chicago, and I was like, nah, man. I like Okada, but nah, you gotta relax, man.
Okada struck a nerve, huh?
I was like, wait a minute, man. I mean, and then he was like, it's gonna rain in the United States. And I was like, okay, I feel you.
Yep. Yeah, no, Okada was talking that cash shit, boy. I'm like, he was saying, I came for CM Punk. He told me to be here. I'm here. Where's your boy, Chicago? And he's gonna play it up on Sunday for sure.
I could see if we don't get Bryan versus Zach on an AEW show. I said it last night. I could see that happening at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
And if you would like to give us this wrestling gods, CM Punk versus Okada at Wrestle Kingdom. Come on, man.
We're not going to be mad at it. We're all going to be very excited about it. That's for sure. So
come on, man. There was a point where I was campaigning hard for Punk versus Okada on this show.
Yeah.
Because the bragging rights of being able to say that Punk versus Okada happened for the first time in Chicago would have been tremendous. Like,
yeah, that's pretty. It was all on bragging rights. Like that would have been. Imagine that was the main event, Punk versus Okada. Like the main event we're getting again. Let's reiterate, is gonna be amazing. Moxley has been, trying to get this for 3 years. It's gonna hit. It's gonna be dope. But like Punk back, AEW World Champion, Okada, fucking the greatest Japanese guy in so long. Like this was set up to be crazy. But on top of that, the 4-way that they do have is gonna bang. That's like pretty insane for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. So this card, I think they still did it. AEW has a lot of depth. They could have still, like, even if they lost some of those other guys, they still could have filled it in with a bunch of matches that we would have liked. Like they announced a couple matches for the buy-in, and Swerve's there, Keith Lee is there. So, like a couple of our guys, did end up getting on there. I know there was some talk earlier this week about what about if there's a, how they come in.
Yeah. Always. Always.
Yeah. So, yeah, so it's gonna be super hot. I guess we should get into a little bit more of the Forbidden Door card because Phil Lindsey is gonna be there. LIVE. What's your number one most anticipated match here tomorrow, Philip Lindsey?
Oh, I think it's gonna Mox versus Tana. I think it has the best story by far. And the story kind of fell in their lap because they were trying to not give us this match. But no, Mox has been calling this man out for over a year, almost 3 years at this point. I really like the story of him beating all these other New Japan guys. Like, no, I'm the guy. And then Tana's got on the countdown and was like, nah, I didn't duck him. He wasn't on my level. And I was like,
I love that. That was another big flex, another huge flex.
I think that's gonna be the hottest match of the night. Now, in terms of work rate and all that stuff, it might not be, but in terms of like the storyline and everything I'm looking forward to that one the most.
What about you, SB3? What you think is going to be the hottest match tomorrow?
I think it's going to be, no question in my mind, Will Osprey versus Orange Cassidy.
You think that's going to be the one to change him, huh?
People are sleeping on Orange Cassidy. Like, this man can't work. They think he's just a gimmick. And this is the talk we've been dealing with for 3 years now. Yeah. It's like, haven't y'all learned? Didn't y'all learn in his first match? Yeah, I was like, didn't y'all learn in the first match we had Revolution 2020 against Pac? Didn't y'all learn in all these other feuds he's had? He's been one of the top draws on TV for AEW. He shows that he can wrestle when he has to, and I think he's gonna like switch up the formula here, just go all out from the minute go against Will Osprey. And Will, he always accepts these challenges. Like I saw that Nick Wayne match they mentioned earlier in the super chat, and that was special. Like Nick Wayne is the future, but Will Osprey is my wrestler of the year right now because he's had more 5-star matches this year than anyone I've seen. Him and Okada at Wrestle Kingdom, him versus Zack Sabre Jr. in the New Japan Cup, him and Michael Oku at Rev Pro, him and Nick Wayne this past weekend, him and Blake Christian in Warrior Wrestling. He goes all across the indie scene, all across the New Japan, and he's delivered classic matches. And he's going versus Shingo in August on August 6th off of that in the G1. So he's going to raise that 5-star rate and great matches that he already has this year even more. I think it's between Will Osprey and Jon Moxley for the wrestler of the year. And I think maybe Moxley might get the edge because of his platform. But for me, as far as like pure wrestling this year, Will Osprey has delivered. And I think he's going to deliver another great matchup. The 4-way for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, that's going to be a fantastic matchup as well because Switchblade Jay White gets slept on as well, and he's going to prove to the world why he is the catalyst of professional wrestling. So those are my 2 matches I'm looking forward to most.
Quite a sell on that Will Osprey over there, huh? I don't know if I could put Will Osprey above Speedball Mike Bailey because I guess I'm being biased because I saw a lot of Speedball Mike Bailey with my own eyes, like this match that everyone is talking about from West Coast Pro Wrestling that you can watch for free on the West Coast Pro Wrestling YouTube page. Get to that right now. Speedball Mike Bailey and Takeshita from a couple weeks ago that I was there live. I saw with my own eyes. So I guess I have that bias. But yeah, Will Osprey is an incredible pro wrestler. Anytime he gets in the ring, people can't touch him. It's crazy. That 6-man from the other night was insane. The match with Shingo is going to be crazy. This Orange Cassidy match is going to make people look at Orange Cassidy like they haven't looked at him for a while.
They're still going to get on the internet and cap and go, he's just a joke gimmick. I mean, I feel like the guys showed you guys he can wrestle. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people at this point that don't know he can wrestle don't watch the product.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
And so you can't take their criticism seriously. Like I feel like anybody that thinks he's still just a joke is just not paying attention.
100%. I love Speedball, by the way. He's my independent wrestler of the year for 100%. I just think because of the platform, he's not going to win wrestler of the year. Because he's on Impact, GCW, but he's versed guys like Moxley and Minoru Suzuki this year. So he's versed the talent that a lot of these other guys had, and he's in my top 5 for wrestler of the year. But I just think because of Osprey's platform and because of what he's done so far in AEW, that match with Dax Harwood just slapped, bro. Like I had to rewatch that afterwards. Dax is another one. Yeah,
Dax is quietly wrestler of the year, man.
Yeah, definitely.
He kind of is because he's been killing it, man.
Going back to the injuries thing, one of my favorite matches of the show is going to be, we just learned a couple days ago that a part of this 4-way, there's a 4-way for the All Atlantic AEW Championship, that Ishii was going to be in the match, one of the 4 men, but he unfortunately is out. Clark Connors is taking a spot. It's going to be Clark Connors, Miro, Malachi Black, and Pac in a 4-way. The 3 of those guys are amazing, so Clark Connors is just great. Happy to be there. It's going to be an amazing match. I'm really looking forward to this. I think the ramifications, we talked a little bit about this on Day After Dynamite. I was on Day After Dynamite this week with Will Washington. We talked a little bit about the ramifications, and like, I think a lot of any of the 3 guys that are primed to get the belt, like there's great reasons to go with it. Will Washington brought up a great point, how he thinks Malachi Black is probably the main one for him to get the win, because he says that people need to start chasing after Malachi Black, because like the House of Black is like after everybody, and he thinks people should be after them, so he thinks having the championship. I just think because of what we've been through these months of talking about AEW, and every time we talk about AEW, somebody's like, Miro! You can talk about it could be anything in the world, like AEW catering, AEW hot dogs, AEW anything. They're like, Miro, what about Miro? What about Miro? So like, I think Miro deserves this, but also through the beginning of this whole history of AEW, Pac has been there. He has been down. He he should be rewarded for the things that he done. So it's gonna be a pretty dope match, and the outcome is kind of up in the air at this point. You guys think anything different than Miro getting the victory? I think Miro's kind of set up for it, maybe, but I could be wrong.
I'm rooting for Pac to win this thing, man. I
Yeah.
feel like Pac is due. I
Mhm.
feel like Pac has been around for the longest, and they still have not put any gold around his waist.
Right.
In that first year, like he was in the world title scene. Like
He
you could have
was.
made him AEW world champion in that first year, and nobody would have batted an eye.
Nope.
Yeah.
And I feel like now he's dropped so far because of travel issues and
Yeah.
injury at one point. And so I feel like he's due a big win. So I'm rooting for Pac.
I don't blame you at all. I love Pac. He's one of
Mm-hmm.
my favorite wrestlers out there. I actually got to interview Miro yesterday for Inside the Ropes,
Oh,
and
dope.
he literally, when we brought up the whole change with Clark Connors, he's like, whatever that guy from New Japan is, I'm gonna eat him alive. So
Oh, that
he-
promo that Miro came in with on Wednesday after the match was crazy. Yo, no, Miro be cooking, bro. Miro got bars. He don't fuck around for reals, honestly. So, is that who you think is gonna take it, SB3, or
I only
is
because
it recency bias?
No, I think with Miro, it's kind of a parallel move, if you know what I mean. With what he did with the TNT Championship, he already kind of cemented himself as like one of the best TNT champions. That I want to see him take that step up to the heavyweight division. If he's not going to go for the AEW World Championship, I want to see him mix it up with a main eventer like a Hangman Adam Page, which I thought that match should have happened during Hangman's title reign, but Miro was injured at the time and doing his movie in Eastern New York. We said we're gonna meet up in New York next time he's there because he showed love to New York. So I gotta show love to him. But I think it's either Pac or Malachi Black, and I totally agree with Will. Malachi Black needs something at this point. He's one of those guys that is in that middle ground where people are like, oh, did he really make the right move going to AEW or not? Right. And I think this would be the big win that he needs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
agreed.
Yeah, I can see that. But nah, it's Pac over here in Newcastle. Come on.
Yeah, no, Pac. I think Pac is set up for a good victory too. So it's going to be a dope match either way. There's a lot of dope shit that's going to happen on Forbidden Door. I'm very sad and upset that I won't be in attendance, but I'm going to watch with my eyes and be amazed at this great show. A lot of great shit. Moxley has been knocking it out of the park every time that he's talked. He sold this match like no one could. Like, if you didn't believe you wanted this match, every time that Moxley has done a promo, you're like, oh yeah, I want this match, man. And then last night, Tanahashi on the special being like, you didn't get this match because you weren't on my level. There's Big Tana in this building. Like, you know what time it is. Like,
no,
you know.
He definitely flipped his hair on my man last night. And I was like, yo, what's going on, man?
Bro was like, yeah, all right, Moxley, whatever.
Yeah, I do think
Tanahashi.
I do think the women's match is going to be a lot better than people expect. And I feel like I say this every pay-per-view now with Thunder Rosa because Thunder Rosa delivers. But I think that she's going to deliver.
Definitely.
And I think Toni Storm has been getting more and more comfortable and confident since she got to AEW.
Yeah.
That hip attack is looking super violent every time she pulls it off.
I've been thinking she hurting people with that hip attack.
That one on Marina was crazy. Yeah,
so I'm looking forward to the women's match. I think that's going to be very good.
Yeah, I think I don't know why they're underestimating these two women because these two women, like when it's go time, they can go. And Toni Storm has been on an incredible run. Like every match that she's had since she's came into AEW has been a hit. She like just gets it. You know what I mean? Yeah, she's one of those wrestlers like when the bell rings, like you know she's about to put together something dope, and she continuously does it. And she could come out with the victory here. She could be the next AEW Women's World Champion. Yeah, so
I wouldn't be mad. I do think that Thunder is going to retain.
Yeah.
But I would be mad at it. Nothing that Rosa has coming up really necessitates her being champion because I know she's going over and doing the Tokyo Joshi Pro Show.
Yep.
Doesn't really need to be champion to do that.
Especially if she's going to be losing. You know, they don't like their champions to be losing ever. So
yeah. So, I'm still predicting that Thunder Rosa is going to win. But I wouldn't be mad with either outcome.
Right. It's going to be dope. We got a couple more super chats over here. Orion Ben 666. Every wrestling city needs warnings for Great O'Khan and Stokely. They both cause more carnage than Brock Lesnar to a jobber. That press conference that Stokely did, talking about Statlander, and he's taking her to court, and how Keith Lee was in the back eating Pop Rocks. I
don't know what was funnier, that or that Keith Lee didn't know what Pop Rocks
yeah.
was. Like, hilarious.
What a guy, man. Yeah, no, like I was saying before, Stokely Hathaway, the best pickup. I knew that when he got signed to AEW, that he was going to do exactly what he's doing now, and that's be entertaining in front of the camera, behind the camera. He's going to be continuously putting out videos. He has freer range to just put out content without the fucking boss being mad at him. So
yeah,
this time the boss is interacting with them, clowning. I saw Tony Khan tweet like, Stokely, I heard you went to Wheezy Jefferson University the other day. I'm like, bro, it's crazy out here, man. Shout out to Stokely Hathaway. This week on Dynamite, there was some. Why y'all doing this? Why y'all doing Athena like this, man? I'm tired of it.
Honestly. Stop being mean to Athena.
Come on, dude. Let her talk. That's how she talks. That's what she says. Lace front is fronting. That's how she talks. You can't be mad at her for how she talks.
I actually thought that her and Statlander had a hilarious segment. I didn't see what was wrong with it. I thought it was funny.
Me too. I ain't see an issue, and yeah, they always want to just like put the microscope on everything Athena says. 1 minute the same people that are like, "Oh, AEW needs more writers," they go, "Oh, why is the writers giving Athena this?" You just said they don't have writers, so what are you talking about? Like, I was like, "Oh God,
the math ain't math."
Yeah, they don't know what lane to play,
and like. Yeah, that's what gets me crazy. Like, which is it, bro? Is she doing it or are the writers doing it? Who do you want to be mad at? Why do you got to be mad at somebody? Because some people just talk like the way that they talk, and you can't be mad at them for it. But yeah, I like the way what her and Statlander are doing. They said something about Willow Nightingale in their promo too, which got me excited. So, and also Willow's on her way to Japan too. It's lit for Willow Nightingale, honestly. Man, she's killing it right now. Everything she's
Tokyo
doing.
Joshi Pro show looks amazing.
Yeah, it's fire. They know they are scouring the scenes for some dope shit, and they're making it happen. So yeah, shout out to them. Jake Salazar says, Denise screwing Will over with her always. I gotta yell into the microphone on every podcast. She's basically Fightful's Vicky Guerrero.
Wow.
Denise.
Damn. Whoa.
Yeah, they got some smoke for Denise today. Like that. I gotta check this show out because man, Denise was going crazy. Mets fan for life. I know it was a go home show, but who had Okada showing up on Dynamite in Milwaukee in the Grapsody office pool? 0 out of 0 of us had him showing up, or did they? Did you think he was going to show up on the go home show, Phil?
I figured he would show up before the pay-per-view because I figured that was going to be a way to introduce the audience to him and then have him on like vignettes and stuff before the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm. And what a sell by, we were talking about this on Day After Dynamite. JR has been tremendous in like introducing all the New Japan. Like he got over Okada. When Okada came out, he's like, yo, no, that's Okada, bro. Y'all better recognize like he does it. He does this. He's not fake. So I really like what Jim Ross has been doing to kind of, because usually in that position, he could be totally out of it. I guess him being connected to New Japan plays a big role. So he is connected to these things, but great sell that he's been doing for all these wrestlers. He made Okada, Tanahashi, Will Osprey. All these guys look like and mean big stars. So JR has been killing it. Yeah, I wonder who's going to be on the call tomorrow for the for commentary because they got about 85 commentators to go. So
I mean, I'm assuming JR is going to be on. I don't know who else.
Excalibur.
With him. Excalibur, of course.
Probably Kevin Kelly for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship matchup, which I'm a big.
He
fan
might be there
of
for the whole thing, honestly. Kevin Kelly.
Yeah,
I can see. Yeah.
They love 3 and 4 commentators, but Kieran actually made me think of something with like the Okada debut. Has there been? I think Okada. He made a good point that Okada's coin drop is the closest thing to the Stone Cold Glass Shatter in this generation.
Definitely, definitely.
I was like on point.
Yeah, it's the closest there is. And look, I'm not gonna talk about my bias in Milwaukee getting the coin drop first. Milwaukee, like look, but
Aren't you guys in really super close proximity too?
Man, look, Milwaukee is a dreaded nemesis. Like I was just talking to my dad on the phone about how the day I knew I was done with Anthony Davis is when he said in an interview that he would rather play in Milwaukee than Chicago. I was like, done with this guy. Done. I don't care if you're
the Bucks, man.
I don't care if you're from Chicago. That was nasty to me. I was like, yo, you would rather play in Milwaukee than your hometown? Yeah, nah.
Well, they were saying in the chat that you're an Anthony Davis defender, SP3. So
I am. He's going to be top 5 in MVP candidate next year.
This guy's talking crazy.
He's resting up. It's rested up.
Y'all had
to shame that man into the gym because he was talking about he hadn't touched the basketball since April. You think that's going to be your MVP?
He's just resting up. JJ Redick made a good case for it. JJ was like,
no,
I didn't touch the ball. I didn't touch the ball for a minute after the season ended. I did my weights. I did my preparation, and then I started shooting. And JJ Redick's one of the greatest shooters of all time. So Anthony Davis is going to be
I don't know.
So look, but no, JJ was right, and I do think that people overreacted to that clip. But at the same time, you think anybody on the same team as LeBron James is going to win MVP? They're not going to let that happen. Right. The league is not going to let that happen. LeBron is not going to let that happen.
No way.
That's not happening. And again, Davis deserves everything he gets for going and playing with that guy. You let your boy Rich Paul, sell you that dream. Come on back home, Zach LaVine. Don't listen to him. Don't let him. Come on,
Zach.
Hey, Rich Paul got the cells though, man.
Don't let him tell you. Look what happened to Trez when he bought into what Rich Paul was saying. Out in Charlotte with nothing to do, getting caught on drug cases. Come on, man. Don't listen to him.
Anthony Davis got a championship out of it. That's all I gotta say. Okay. That's all he wanted.
He ain't gonna get another one.
He got a championship. He seems like he's the type of player that's playing like he's got house money. He already got his championship. He was off for 5 months before he was able to get it. So he's good. He's like I'm playing with house money. I'm good for the rest of my career.
I don't know,
NBA
man.
champion Anthony Davis.
I don't know.
Yeah. Come on, man. That's it. I think that's his only championship, bro.
That's it.
But yeah, no. Milwaukee and Grayson Allen. I'm still annoyed Grayson Allen hitting threes on us, getting us out the playoffs, but whatever.
I can't believe y'all let Grayson make it rain on y'all like
Grayson
that,
Allen
bro.
come to the United Center and make it rain. Ew.
Wow. It's crazy out here. What's up with Milwaukee, man? Why y'all beefing like that, Phil?
I don't know, man. It's just Milwaukee and Wisconsin. Like, I have my hatred up high for this, especially Wisconsin. Like, Packers fans are, they're the worst.
Oh, yeah, that's beef. That is beef. You're right. Okay, I get it. It's like Raiders and 49ers fans.
Yeah.
it's like somebody might die when they get together.
Knicks and Nets fans, yo, that New York beef is real, yo. The Knicks fans be hating on the Nets.
Y'all don't really have nothing to beef about though. Like,
yeah.
I know they don't. I know they just hate I think it's really the fact that KD really wanted to go to the Knicks, but Kyrie talked them into no. This I told y'all I have inside information.
Yeah, no, I thought that was a thing that he wanted to go to the Knicks.
Literally, the person I'm talking about that's and he does business with Kyrie as well. He told me in like 2018, he was like, "Yo, Kyrie and KD go into the Brooklyn Nets." He was like, "Bet on it, put some money on it, it's happening." I was like, "All right, whatever." I think they go into the Knicks. He was like, "Nah, KD wants to go to the Knicks, but Kyrie is trying to convince him to go to the Nets." And then it happened, and I was like, "Oh, okay. I see you are working with Kyrie. All right, cool." So yeah, this is inside information I'm giving you. KD wanted to go to the Knicks, and Kyrie convinced him.
Wow.
Kyrie screwing over the Knicks, man.
That's all I heard out of this.
Wouldn't be the first time that a point guard went to New York and screwed over the Knicks.
Hey, hold on a minute. Okay.
There's a lot of that.
Wow. Brent Lockman says people hating AEW is one thing, but never expected them to resort to witchcraft. Going to be a great show, but yikes. Wait, what?
Witchcraft.
Witchcraft.
Yeah, this has been like crazy. Like this show does feel cursed. Like so many people are getting hurt. It's horrible.
What is going on? They got voodoo dolls in the back. They're like, Ishii's next. Give me the Ishii voodoo doll. Like, what did he have to? Like,
Man.
what? Why, man?
I do feel a lot luckier that I got to see Ishii versus Suzuki at Windy City Riot now because he's not going to be on that card.
Great match. Great show, that one. I love the Osprey. That's another match from Osprey. Osprey and Moxley. That was a great match.
Yeah, that was an excellent match.
That was dope. You were there, weren't you, Phil?
I was there.
Chi-Town stepping. I love Chi-Town for getting all the shows, and I also hate them for getting all the shows.
Come on, man.
It's great.
I
am La Lucha. Had to show love for the Coming to America drop.
Appreciate you.
Queen 2B. Shout out to Coming to America. The homie Eloquent says Wrestler of the Year equal King Switch, US of J. Now, Jay White has been cooking, honestly. He's on fire. The IWGP World Champion. I think he's going to get the victory. Like I was saying, I think they're going to play. They're continuously playing up on the MSG thing, and I think he needs to get his in America revenge by beating Okada here in Chicago. So, yeah, I can't see King Switch losing this title here, but, I mean, stranger things have happened.
Yeah, I get the feeling he's going to win that match as well.
Right.
I think we're going to get closer to Adam stabbing him in the back, but not quite yet. I said on Twitter yesterday, Adam Cole is basically Starscream. He's just sitting in the background, scheming on everybody, trying to take Omega's place. I don't know, but yeah, it's gonna be a good match.
Do y'all think this leads to either of the Adams over in Japan?
I wouldn't mind Hangman Adam Page back in Japan because he's another one for his title reign. He deserves some shouts for Wrestler of the Year. So if he was able to do a tour in Japan and have some singles matches against Tanahashi, against Okada, even if he goes against like someone like Shingo, him and Shingo, I think would tear it up. That would be a ridiculously fantastic matchup there. So Hangman Adam Page, I think he would benefit from it. But I think the right result on Sunday is Jay White getting the win over Adam Cole, pin Adam Cole in this match to kind of progress that little story there. Like Adam Cole tries his best to kind of sneak the win out, but Switchblade, all he needs is one Blade Runner, 1, 2, 3, and gets the win.
Yeah, I love if Adam Cole loses this match, it's definitely going to be like that clip going around of Sami and Bobby Valentino all singing One Wish.
Oh my
and Jay
God.
Wish is like, look, Ray J's like looking like, yo, what's going on, man?
I don't know how I missed it, but I caught up on all the drama last night, and I was laughing so
the worst verses
hard,
I've ever seen.
Bro. What was Ray J doing when he looks? He's like, B, I know I didn't hit that run. I know I heard it, but I'm going to do it. I'm like, yo, what are you doing on stage right now? He said he couldn't hit the notes because he had his kid in his hand. I'm like, yo, Ray J is wild.
Ray J is a menace, man. First of all, Ray J running over to pick up one of his kids before he started singing.
God, bro.
And his daughter ran, and then
he got
his son, and his son like immediately went limp like that. Put me down. Ray J, man.
Oh my God. But yeah, that clip of them singing One Wish and him they said Ray J's villain origin story when it looks over to him and he's just like, these motherfuckers, man. I cannot believe that was some chaos. I like that better than the ones that go all well and everybody's happy. No, I want versus to be chaos.
It was absolutely chaos, man. That was not a good versus at all. You had Omarion out there doing whatever Omarion was doing, eating watermelon. I was like, what is happening? Versus, man.
Where did versus go?
That was not on my bingo card. Omarion and Orion sensually eating watermelon on versus.
I didn't know it was going to go like that at all. Amazing. Great. No, I like it like that. I like that chaos. My favorite is still the Bone Thugs and 3-6 Mafia because they were really gonna beat up Busy Bone at one point. I'm like, yo, what? This is chaos. This is why you can't. It needs to go back to everybody's in their individual houses and we're live streaming from my living room because somebody's gonna get hurt.
we gotta get a limit on drinks before guys can get on stage and sing.
That's the most
apparently.
important thing.
Because it's not what's happening, bro.
I know Swizz was saying something about that on one of the shows, one of the old timer shows. He was like, "We're gonna get it together with the drink," and it's like, "No, you're not. Like, they're not gonna do it without the drinking. Dude. That's their favorite part."
Nah, because I mean, even Mario at certain points, Mario was out there sauce talking trash. I was like, "Yo, Mario was losing bad, but Mario talking trash to him, and then going into these immaculate falsettos and runs afterwards." I was like, "What is happening right now?"
Mario was cooking them boys because Mario's like, "No, I can actually sing. Y'all are dancing and doing all kind of tricks, but I got the vocals to back it up."
Yo, so. the funniest part of this entire verses to me was Jeremiah getting on stage and singing, and Mario in the background like, "Yo, y'all sound crazy." It was hilarious.
Amazing versus 10 out of 10. Do it again. I like this chaos. When they first announced it, I was like, Mario and Omarion, I don't know. I don't know if they have enough to fill it, but bro.
Comedy, bro. Pure comedy.
It. Great. Amazing.
Comedy elevates it.
Further housing. Been having problem who I want to win during the build. Miro been my pick, but I really want to see Pac win. Hard pick. Yeah, he's gonna
come on, Pac.
I think we all agree. The big Packer.
Nah, man. We definitely don't agree on no Packers, bro. We're not agreeing on those.
Jake says, I think he called Okada NJPW Golden Boy. I mean, he is what he is.
He's the guy.
Yeah.
He is. One of the GOATs.
Golden Boy. I love it. Just like your favorite boxer. What's his name?
Oscar De La Hoya.
Jake Salazar says, Street Clothes Davis, MVP. You need to take a drug test. Honestly, I don't know if he's going to. MVP talk is crazy, SB3. That's
man.
Street Clothes Davis.
Street
Clothes Davis is wild.
I just tell you, we say a lot of wild stuff on FMC, and we just have to keep going with it. So that was one of my wild statements that Anthony Davis going to be top 5 MVP candidate. So I'm going to go all in on it. It's going to happen. By the time December comes and he's injured and he's on the bench, I'll go off of it. But until then, I'm staying on this. It's going to happen. We're gonna get rid of Russell Westbrook and Anthony Davis, top 5.
How the mighty have fallen, man. You guys were all celebrating and happy to have Westbrook. Everybody was trying to kick KD's back in because he left them in OKC. And now it's like, nah, we don't want him in LA.
We don't want him. We don't want him.
Shame.
Man, you were there with me. You were there with me during our preseason conversation. I said it's a little shaky, but I'm going to stick with my team. And you even said you thought the Lakers was going to make it far as well, but
I did.
We were wrong. We were wrong, obviously.
I did. It was a very fun meltdown. Though I did enjoy every second of it. Listen,
I'm sure.
The one of many things me and my dad agree on. My dad is an avid Bryan hater, like an avid Bryan hater. He hates him. So,
avid is hilarious.
So my dad has he had a NBA League Pass. He would watch every game just to laugh at them, just to watch them lose and laugh. He thoroughly enjoyed the season.
This is the first time I canceled NBA League Pass because I couldn't watch.
You couldn't. You were like, I'm just not even gonna give myself the option to watch them.
I was like, I'm wasting money watching this team. I was like, I'm gonna cancel this real quick. I had to stop. Myself. I'll make a decision.
Alan Jeanette says, "Hey Phil Lindsey, #fear the deer."
Nah, man. Hey, man. That's cool. They went home just like we did.
Oh, man, they beefing. All love to the Grapsody crew. Great work as always. Appreciate that, Alan. That's hilarious. Y'all are funny. Man, Twin Blade. Milwaukee and Chicago are enemies, just like St. Louis and Chicago, and New York and Chicago, and LA and Chicago, and Chicago and Chicago. Whoa.
Nah, man. I do have beef with some New Yorkers because I get tired of New Yorkers doing a we invented everything routine. It's like, y'all have not invented everything.
New Yorkers do be going with that. They do be going with that. They got hip hop though, so I like anything after that is fine. I don't care. Like you did hip hop, you could say whatever you want from this point.
And basketball. Just saying.
Basketball?
Right.
Excuse me?
basketball. It wasn't created in Springfield. It was created on Rucker Park.
Y'all love doing this Rucker Park thing. Y'all love this Rucker Park thing. I've talked to other New Yorkers that are like, y'all don't have no street hoopers in Chicago. I'm like, yo, what?
Wow.
No, I never said that. I never said that.
Crazy.
I know y'all do. I know y'all.
What the list of guys that are like legends here? Like, what?
I've never been to Chicago, and I know for a fact that they got street hoopers out there. How would they not? You can't have like that energy and not have street hoopers. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, no. I had a friend from New York in college that was like, y'all all claim Jordan and he's from New York. I'm like, he ain't ever played a single sport for a New York team, and y'all trying to claim him New York. Nah.
New York cannot claim.
You cannot
Michael
claim Jordan,
man.
dude.
That's
Like, what's
crazy.
wrong with you?
That's wild.
He was
That's
born
wild.
here.
Oh, here we go. Okay. Talking specifics and technicalities. R. Dickinson 08 says, those Athenia jokes make everybody look bad. Shake my head. I agree.
Nah, man. I like Athena, man. I think I'm looking forward to her doing more matches. I wish people would ease up on some of their criticism of her.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
She's been throwing that Eclipse recently. Every time she does it now, it's like, she's whipping that thing.
Especially on Kira. Kira be
I'm
selling
saying,
the hell out of that, yo.
Shout out to Kira. Oh, yeah, and they announced that Red Velvet was out with an injury. We interviewed Red Velvet earlier this week, and they announced that she's out with an injury and that they're going to replace her. They're going to find a new baddie. So lucky for us, we all get to see new baddies being made. It's going to be a great time. A lot of people are rallying for Sunny Kiss to be the new baddie. So it'll be interesting to see if they, implement Sunny in there and what they're going to do.
Maybe they're going
to. Hey.
Could you imagine?
That would be crazy.
Could you imagine, bro?
That would be
Batty
crazy.
Boss. Batty Boss.
But then, Kira and Sasha.
I mean, I think that would be kind of the fun story of it.
That's the fun part.
When is she going to turn on them? But
immediately.
I'm of course speculating. I don't think that's
pure speculation, and that's just a wild thing to think about, though.
That would be a crazy thing to happen in the year of 2022. Like, really, like Mercedes. Wow, that'd be crazy.
My brain is like, what? She was just in the Royal Rumble. But yeah, that's how it works out here. Jake said he will be in Japan when he wins that title Sunday. I'm guessing Adam Page. I think Adam Page will be over there for something. I think they're going to try to... It seems like Wrestle Kingdom might get... I mean, how it's 2 nights now, you can definitely do another Forbidden Door over in Japan. All AEW people are over there for one of those Wrestle Kingdom nights. That wouldn't be a bad idea at all, right?
Yeah, I think Phil got a good shout there because I don't think Okada is going to win the G1. I think he's going to beat Jay White in the semifinals and lose to Naito because Naito's been saying this for like 2-3 years now. He wants to go back to main event Tokyo Dome so he can get the final salute instead of getting jumped by Kenta like last time. So I think it's going to be Naito and Jay White in the main event. So Okada's free. Okada's card is free. So bring CM Punk. You could do CM Punk and Okada. You could do CM Punk and Tanahashi there. Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. Moxley can get involved at Wrestle Kingdom. There's a lot of great options now. And also you got Kushita just came back. So Hiromu could possibly get his main event with Kushita because those are the 2 greatest junior heavyweights since Jushin Thunder Liger to be in the main event at Wrestle Kingdom. I would love to see
agree.
That.
Yeah.
Man, if I had to fantasy book it, I do think you should do the Okada match at Wrestle Kingdom. You should have like the hard fought match, have them do the handshake of respect. He's like waving afterwards, Okada's walking away, and like then Kenta comes out and jumps him. That's the setup.
That's it. Yeah. We need to see Kenta. CBD's Nuts says Milwaukee is like the Dr. Cherry Vanilla Dr. Pepper to Chicago's original 23 flavor. Like, it's not bad. It's a fun city, but it's not Chicago at all.
I mean, it's good, but it ain't enough.
Piticus. Why the fuck ain't Kenta on the card?
He's still injured, I think. I think he's still recovering for his injury ahead of the G1.
Another injury that just took us away a match that, like, Kenta could have been in there with anybody to sell that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, he's been injured since Wrestle Kingdom. It's took that nasty bump.
That spot, the high fly flow off the ladder through the table.
He
still hasn't recovered from that.
Right.
Yeah. And that's why I think that Naito's not on this card. I heard some people saying, like, he just got eye surgery and, you don't want to give too much on the first Forbidden Door. I think they putting him in bubble wrap so he can win the G1. That's what I think why Naito's not
like, you can rest, bro. It's fine. We'll use you over here. It's okay.
I mean, I did want to see him here, but I mean, if he's going to win the G1 again, I'll take it.
Yeah, agreed. Derek Gordon says Dax and Seth have been killing it, but I can't say they're wrestler of the year because they lost most of those matches. It's Mox, Jay White, or Roman to me. Roman.
Hard disagree on Roman. Sorry.
Yo, for real. Like, Roman hasn't had a great match since last summer. Like, what is people talk? You have to have great matches.
I mean, a lot of people like the Riddle match.
That was really good. But I'm talking about on a pay-per-view. I'm talking about
a big scale, yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, on a big scale event, he hasn't had a great match since, like, and I think I'm in the minority when I say the John Cena match at SummerSlam was great. I thought it was a great main event matchup, but that's the last time that I could really legitimately say that, because it was going great with Finn Balor, and then the turnbuckle god hated Finn Balor there, and
the company hates Finn Balor.
Oh my god, I blocked that memory out of my mind. SP3, I forgot about Dark Finn Balor falling off the fucking top rope.
What is going on? So
God.
They made this big to-do about him joining Judgment Day, and then he's not on the show.
On main event.
What's going on with Balor? I don't know. And don't get me wrong, look, I think Roman is doing the best character work of his career. I did enjoy the first half of this title reign, but no, he hasn't had a good title defense since, like the SmackDown match with Danielson? Honestly?
It's been a while, big bro.
Yeah.
He's not in the Wrestler of the Year conversation. I don't think he is.
Sai, I'm working on the PWI 500 at the moment, and it's been filled. I've been wrestling. Wrestlers have been my life, and it's been a fight for the number one spot. And so, but as you guys know, PWI 500's kayfabe. Did you hold the belt for 500 days?
Yeah, I mean, look, I've said it every time we talk on here. We know it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But it could not. I don't know. Van Twins Blade says, "Where's Humpers, Reg?"
Pump. Yeah, that's right. We don't have Humper chats.
Who would ever have known?
I don't know. How do you access the Humper chat? Somebody needs to give us access to that.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, those look like to be Humpers from last week on here. Yeah.
Wait, Humpers from last week?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. We talked a little bit of SP3 brought it up, and Phil wanted. I don't even know. Look, just go with it today. Next week, everything will be back to normal. Today, we're just shooting from the hip. We're gonna talk a little bit about some more Japanese wrestling. Earlier this week, Kushita returned back to New Japan Pro Wrestling, something that I think we all knew this was happening when he got released from WWE. We're like, yo, he's back in New Japan. And he got on the mic to say that I'm back forever. I'm never leaving again. I don't know why I left. What the fuck was I doing over there? They had me in jacket time, bro. It's weird. What the fuck? I'm back. So, yeah, Kushita is back.
Yeah, right after a very good junior heavyweight championship match, he re-debuted. I figured he was going back to New Japan.
Yeah.
I was one of those people. The second I saw that picture of him doing a handshake, I was like, "No, what are you doing, buddy? Don't come here. Like, this isn't gonna work.
Don't come here.
Don't do it. Like, don't come to WWE. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
I mean, and look, we can get into how some people have come over and it's worked. I would defy anybody to name me a Japanese wrestler that it's worked out for. Because what is Nakamura doing?
True.
I mean, I said last week I thought it was crazy that Nakamura came out and challenged Roman, and then he proceeded to embarrass this man, and they basically got him out of here, and he didn't even get a chance to challenge for that title. That sucks. Lost his title match to Jinder Mahal, fam. Don't come to this company, Kushita. I knew that this was going to be a mistake, especially you. Like, they don't usually book smaller guys well unless you're exceptional, and I just felt like this wasn't going to work out. I was looking at how they did Kenta. I was like, no, this isn't going to work. And so, now of course, I want good things for the guy. So when he was happy to be here, I'm happy for him. It seemed like he was happy living in Florida with his family. But yeah, once he put out that tweet that he was leaving and he requested his release, I was like, yeah, it's lit. Let's get out of here. Right. So, but no, him, like you said, doing that promo where he was like, I'm never leaving again. And then he put out like a whole notes app joint where he expressed his reasons for going back to New Japan, and he reiterated, I am never going back. I was like, yo, they really hurt that man.
Bro said, I ain't even going back to visit. Like, I'm staying.
And I saw he had his kind of like his farewell party before he left, and he had like a bunch of like who's who of Japanese wrestlers there, and I was like, nah, he's really out of here.
Yeah, no, he's gone.
Yeah. Moving to Los Angeles to be closer to the LA dojo. And I loved him saying, like, all that stuff y'all heard, that was fake news. I ain't never want to be a heavyweight. I ain't never want to turn heel. I ain't never want to be in the Bullet Club. He shut down all that stuff that came out after he left New Japan. And that's why, I heard some people that were like, oh, he's going back to be a junior heavyweight. Well, I'm not interested in that. Wait, what? Like, you obviously don't watch New Japan because this guy has delivered classics in the junior heavyweight division, and the junior heavyweight division needed him. It's so much better with him because El Desperado is now a star. He's been like the ace of the division for the last year. Hiromu Takahashi is even a bigger star than when he left in 2019. Well, I'll be honest, they ruined it by putting him with House of Torture, and they're making him junior heavyweight evil. So I'm not gonna say show.
Junior heavyweight evil. I mean, he still gets in the ring. He's still dope in the ring.
He is when they allow him. He's been dealing with the wrench and the referee distraction stuff. I didn't like him in the Best of Super Juniors. Best of Super Juniors showed that they got talent. Like Ace Austin's been coming over. Alex Zane is a part of the next tour. El Phantasmo has stepped up. Robbie Eagles has stepped up. Like, it's so many good guys that he hasn't really faced that he can mix it up with. And New Japan is different where they don't put you in that junior heavyweight box anymore. You got El Phantasmo in the G1 this year. You had Hiromu in the New Japan Cup. So he can get out and face those heavyweights, but they need him in the junior heavyweight division right now.
Man, and Leo Rush is coming back to New Japan as a junior heavyweight. Baby. If we're getting Leo versus Kushida at some point, give it to me.
I'm all in.
And I mean, because I think some people go like, all right, well, he's just going to go back to doing what he was. And I mean, go back to being one of the greatest junior heavyweights ever.
That sounds awful.
Exactly.
yes, he's going to go back to that. And I mean, look, if this was like WWE treats the cruiserweights, then maybe I would agree with that. But I think he's going to be just fine if he goes back. And I think his legacy is cemented. I think him leaving was really him trying to broaden his audience and travel the world and wrestle.
It's and like an excursion.
And that's what I always thought it was. But then he got here and didn't even get to travel. You got to NXT when it was no longer a touring brand. You were stuck in the same venue, and some of that was the pandemic. I will shoot WWE some bail and say that some of that was not on just NXT, becoming what it is now. But no, Kushida is back where he belongs. He's back home. I'm looking forward to whatever he does next.
Kushida back in the building. Yeah, whatever happens, it's going to be dope. They feature their junior heavyweights like big stars anyways. They have big shows for them. They have tournaments for them. Like, it's way different as a junior heavyweight champion or junior heavyweight champion contender in New Japan than any other place as a junior heavyweight wrestler. So
man, and if this gets us Kushida on an AEW show, come on, man. There's so many guys there's so many AEW guys he can work. And matter of fact, way before any of this, I was like, man, it would make sense for Kushita to, if not sign with AEW, to just show up and do shows. Like, man,
Yep.
if he was taking Bryan's spot on Sunday, I take that. I don't think that's gonna happen, but
No.
if that was the option, I take it.
Yeah. He does fit the role though. Jake says Adam Page will be the new IWGP champion. It's possible.
No. I did really. I don't think that's gonna happen, but I really did like the bit off of Being the Elite this week where Evil Uno was basically telling him, like, look, you fought all this time to be champion, and then once you got it, you didn't seem happy. And
Right.
I think that's a very good story, and I've been telling people that that's the story. The story is that he worked that hard to get there, and he did all of these things that he felt like he needed to do to be champion. And then when he looked around, he was like, "This isn't me. Like, I'm not who I was getting here." And so I didn't think him losing to Punk was the failure that some people thought, because I think it's still part of the story.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think the long-term story is him reuniting with Kenny and the Young Bucks. And that needs to happen. I think next year's Blood and Guts needs to be Undisputed Elite versus the OG Elite. That's what needs to happen. And that's the completion of Hangman getting back together with Omega and the Bucks.
Yeah.
Dope.
Said he was looking for a broom as well and Being the Elite.
Great bit, that Being the Elite. Jake also says we've talked about Jay stealing it from Adam Cole, but never about Adam Cole costing Jay White.
I don't think it's time yet.
It's not time.
It's not time yet.
They're not going to use Jay White as a transitional champion, I think.
I've watched all of the Adam Cole discourse, and I'm not going to get into
the Adam Cole discourse.
I'm not going to get into any of the weird. He's not as good in AEW. We've had this discourse going on for almost a year now. It's stupid. But I think that he's going to lose this match because I think that he's going to continue to look weak to people, and I think that is the story. I think he's going to look like he's not a threat until he finally turns around and he betrays everybody and he actually puts his scheme into work. So I think he's going to either take the pin on Sunday or he's going to lose in some other way. But he's
scheming.
Yeah, he's absolutely scheming.
He's main schemer, Adam Cole. I think his first gold in AEW, I think, is going to be him, O'Reilly, and Fish winning those trios titles. I think that's what they're going to give him outside of the Owen Hart Foundation Cup.
Right.
Yeah, he doesn't really need a championship right now.
No.
He's the guy is one of the most over guys in the company. He doesn't need a championship. I think you can make him champion at some point, but there's no rush.
I agree. Jake also says Roman literally does 5 moves and that's it. I mean,
look, Roman can work, man. I don't want to turn
this into WWE
into
specialty.
I don't want to turn this into Roman is not a good wrestler. Roman can work. I just haven't enjoyed most of his title defenses in a while. I feel like most of them have been very formulaic and pretty predictable. And that's not his fault. I think it's the way that they book him.
True story. And just is what it is with Roman. I like the Riddle match, but it's not anything that I'm like gonna go back and watch like at the end of the year as a match of the year candidate.
Right.
No, he hasn't had one of those in over a year now.
Right. Like Seth is the only matches you really want to be running back at this point. If you're gonna be running back,
yeah,
definitely should
WWE main event styles. You know,
definitely should run that back because Seth got screwed.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Give him his rematch.
Yeah, Seth needs that rematch. He needs one of them belts or both of them belts. I don't know what they're doing with them belts.
Hey, man, but it's all right. He's going to win Money in the Bank, and he's going to cash in because y'all playing with him.
I still think Seth should have turned babyface after the Cody match, and he should be the one versus Roman at SummerSlam. Mm-hmm. I don't know about him winning Money in the Bank because I like the Sami Zayn story. I feel like that's more interesting because Sami is trying to be in the bloodline and trying to protect the Money in the Bank from Roman, and you can have that whole interplay where he keeps helping Roman out, and then he has this Hangman looking at the AEW World Title where he's looking at the Money in the Bank like, should I cash in? Should I not? And finally Sami Zayn turning babyface, where his best role, even though he kills any role, but his best role is as the underdog babyface and winning the title.
Get the Sky music back. Bring the Sky music back.
Yeah.
And I like that, but I don't trust them to do that with Sami.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They can't close it out. Yeah, it's going to be way easier for them to close out the story with Seth, I think. So, but yeah, no, I love Sami Zayn. I love the works that he's been doing. I keep looking back to that promo. Him and Kevin Owens tried to get him to come over, and he's like, "Leave me alone, bro. I'm over here now. Go back over there. We're doing different things.
Go back over there and feud with Not Elias.
Yeah.
Stay over there, Oos.
For real. With Not Elias. Van Twinblade said, "Get on Insta and read off the Glory Pro post." I'm gonna bring up the Glory Pro post at minimum, wherever those are. You said something earlier about not wanting Kushita to. You saw that handshake picture. The person in that handshake picture is back in the building. He's trying to get his baby back, like them ribs from Chili's. Baby back, baby back. Triple H was back in the building, NXT 2.0. He walked in like, what the hell is all of this?
Man, I laughed when I saw this because I immediately thought of, all of this stuff that's happening in Titan Towers and all of this stuff that's happening in the company. And he probably looked around one day and like waited till everybody walked out of the room and then called and was like, "Hey, who's over at the performance center? They gone? I'm on my way."
He said they gone.
I'm on my way. Walks in and looks around for a second. Nobody's in there. Then he comes back in with his bag, and somebody's like, "Wait, you're here?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm back."
I got my bag. I'm about to exercise. I'm back, baby. Triple H is back. What does this mean? Does anybody know what this means?
It's hard to tell what this means because they tried to tell us for so long that there was no real like split with Triple H and NXT, and
right.
This, like, even he said in that Athletics article that this was the natural progression for NXT. This was always going to happen, and I was like, that's clearly not true.
Yeah, but, that doesn't sound right at all. Okay.
I don't think that this means that NXT is going to just like revert back to black and gold NXT, but if this means that NXT has more of its touches, then I think that's a good thing. I don't necessarily know what this means for people that work there, because you did see other people that were like, everything changed when Triple H left. Like, I think even Athena said that in that interview with Chris Van Fleet. And you saw other people say it. So, I don't know. It's hard to tell what this means, but at least he's back doing what he wanted to do. That's the side in this, because it clearly was this uncomfortable silence of him not being able to work with NXT for whatever reason.
And it felt like they were firing all of his friends, taking everybody that's him off their position. It felt really weird for a while, even though like his main homie is the HNIC over there now, but it felt super weird for a while. So I guess this does feel good as like, okay, he's back to his job. He doesn't have to be black and gold immediately, but he is back in the building. He made a lot of great things, did a lot of great signings. Could the signings thing change? Are they sticking to this NIL thing? What's going to happen with Level Up? Like, there's a lot of things to be answered here. So.
Level. I keep forgetting Level Up is a thing.
Yeah, I always see that.
Forget it exists.
Yeah, I'll just see the random results. Blah 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 versus Hoofman Fleet on Level Up last week, and I'm like, what?
Wonder where they got that idea to have another show where they have dark matches and then run the ticker at the bottom of the show with the dark matches on it. Wonder where they got that from.
Who would have thunk it, bro? Unbelievable. Shout out to Triple H. He is back.
Yeah.
His wife is in charge.
I'm interested to see what it means for NXT, but honestly, I feel like, we've been hearing people not liking the decision to put Bruce Pritchard as the head of talent relations. That should have been Triple H's role. He's so good with the talent, and the talent come from NXT basically. Now, when you look at the main roster, it's like 80% of the people that he worked with in NXT. He should have had that talent relations role. I think that this is a temporary thing until Bruce is like, "Yo, Vince, can you please? I know you only know 3 people, but please, I don't want this job. I don't want this job." And Nick Khan don't want this job. So and you can't call Johnny. So just have Hunter do it. Just have Paul do it.
Absolutely cannot call Johnny right now.
Please do not call Johnny. Do not call him.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That is interesting though, because it does seem like internally we keep hearing that people didn't want to work with Johnny, or
Right.
it seems like people
I've heard
are
stories for years about Bruce. People do not.
Yeah,
They're
so
not.
why would you
Yeah.
pick that guy as the replacement? That is weird, but it does seem like they're like trying to do this keep away thing with Hunter at the moment. I don't know why.
Right.
Well,
I'm
the Bruce thing is really that Bruce is Vince, because
right.
Bruce got a hole in the back of his back that Vince just puts his hand in front of and makes
Agreed.
him talk and stuff.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
because that's exactly what Dutch Mantel told me that himself. Dutch was like,
Yep.
Bruce is in charge because Vince is in charge. That's
Yep.
why.
Agreed. Yeah. You could see it. I used to listen to a lot of his podcasts, and it's like, oh, you're just like, now I see exactly what happened when they hired him again. I was like, ugh. And then I've heard some just not awful things, like a big part of the reason why Kofi Kingston lost in 9 seconds is because of Bruce Pritchard. Like, he was the catalyst for that. So fuck off, Bruce Pritchard.
Thanks a lot, Bruce.
Eloquent says, when they gonna let Chris Bay work New Japan? There's a let's just move on.
Yo, man, I felt bad because I saw Chris tweet, what have you guys thought of my performance this year? And I was like, you've been great. I just want them.
Chris Bay is amazing.
I just want them to do more with you. Why on earth was he in the reverse battle royal?
Oh, Jesus.
Why was he not in the X Division Championship match? Like, and honestly, look, I like Eric as much as the next guy. I think he's great. I thought that match in the main event ended up being well. Get Chris Bay in the world title picture, man. Like,
please
what's going on, man?
Hurry, you guys. Like, if you're not gonna have him in the X division, at least have him up there in the world title division doing something. He can't just be another guy. He's not just another guy. One of the most talented guys you got on your roster. Every time you put him in the ring, he does what he does. He's amazing. I couldn't believe he was in that match. Like, why wasn't he? Like, I didn't like that they were just like, we need one black guy in our X Division title match one at a time. So we're going to have them wrestle each other, and whoever wins is the one. That's it. Like, no, there could be two. Yeah. There could be more. There could be a thing. But on top of that, I think Impact did have a really great show the other day. But that was pretty weird that they had Chris Bay in the.
Yeah, Slammiversary was a good show. I just saw that and I was like, I just want better for Chris Bay. What's going on, man?
Yeah, I asked a question before the pay-per-view on if the main event, what people thought of the main event, because it's like I get it. The nostalgia. It's been 20 years. Eric Young's been there, but are people going to want to watch that beyond the TNA casuals? Or I don't know. What do you? Because there was a lot of people responding like, I didn't watch TNA. I watch Impact. I don't care about that. But then there's a lot of people that are coming back. They brought like Dixie Carter. They like did some things. So, I mean,
yeah, it's tough because I do think from a story point of view, Eric Young makes sense,
right,
in that spot. But when you're talking about like who is gonna, draw eyes to Impact,
exactly,
like that matchup is not gonna be one that gets people talking.
I don't think so.
And I mean, again, it ended up being a really good match. It was a fun match, but
Josh Alexander's there. You can put him in there with pretty much anybody. It's gonna be dope.
Yeah, I feel like that has been kind of Impact's problem for a while. That the X division is the X division. It's always gonna cook. The women's division is doing well. But their world title scene just doesn't have the big stars that it needs. And I feel like that showed at Slammiversary. And
they just lost Morrissey and Matt Cardona, who were a big part of it.
Yeah, you knew Morrissey was gone.
Morrissey was out. Morrissey's like, WWE, send my check, bro. What are y'all waiting on?
You knew he was gone. When he had the showcase match on AEW with Wardlow, I knew what time it was. But yeah, they need some more main eventers in Impact. I think that's the biggest drawback to that company right now. But again, Slammiversary was a good show. I thought the X Division match was very good. Speedball doing speedball things, winning the title.
I've been waiting. I was wondering when they're going to finally put the championship. I'm like, he's killing it in every weekend. Why isn't he the X Division champion if you guys have him signed to a contract?
It is weird that they just added Ace Austin to Bullet Club and then he lost the title at the next pay-per-view. That's kind of weird. But again, that's the same thing with Chris Bay. Like, Chris Bay is in Bullet Club, but it doesn't seem like it's really elevating him to bigger opportunities, which is strange to me.
It is strange.
I don't
It's
know.
just unfortunate because nobody watches Impact. I'm sorry, you guys. I love Impact Wrestling. It's great. I think everyone should, but like taping, I talked about it a million times. People don't want to watch tape shows. When Rampage is taped, people don't watch it. They just don't. They're just not interested. They don't think anything important is going to happen because it was taped. And if something important did happen, they would already heard about it from the taping. So it's really hard, tough position to be in. But Impact consistently puts on great shows, and they did it again here. The women's Queen of the Mountain match was insane. Those women did some crazy things. That bump that Deonna and Chelsea took was
Yeah,
scary.
very good match. I have always thought that it is a confusing stipulation.
Super confusing.
Make any sense to me?
Jordan at
Always.
the end I'm like, well, this is so confusing. And then she just slaps it and they ring them. I'm like, what is
Yeah, that stipulation has never made sense.
You got to be in a
but,
box for 2 minutes? Like, what? What are y'all
but
talking
yeah,
about?
I thought it was a very good match. I thought the story of almost everybody in the match having issues with Mickey James and then she's the enforcer. I thought that was good stuff. I thought Tasha Steele doing Tasha Steele things, and man, I wish her title reign would have lasted longer because I really do enjoy her as a heel. But man, I feel like Jordan was due. I feel like Jordan has been due for a while. She had some really good feuds with Deonna as champion, and then once Deonna went on that run, Jordan kind of went to the wayside. And so I think it's a good time to put the title back on Jordan. And yeah, it was a good match.
And I like her whole mission statement, Jordan Gray, saying that she's going to win every championship in Impact Wrestling, and that was a good way to kind of start it off. And I totally agree. Queen of the Mountain, King of the Mountain, one of the most convoluted stipulations they've ever created, but it always produces great matches. Like go back and watch those ones with like AJ Styles and Chris Harris and Christian Cage and Jeff Jarrett. They were all great matches. The only one I didn't enjoy was when Samoa Joe had the little penis on his face and he handed the title to Kurt Angle when he was doing the Nation of Violence and he had that like tattoo on his face. So yeah, that was the only one I didn't enjoy. All the other ones I've enjoyed. I thought that this was the match of the night, and that
definitely
by Deonna and Chelsea through the table, that was
crazy.
Scary.
So
that was scary.
They
but
floated.
All those ladies delivered. Yeah,
man. Mia Yim doing the Shelton spot was dope. Also doing, what was done to her in NXT and tipping the ladder over to start that bump was also great. And her putting that gif up afterwards, like, yeah, who would have thought? How did we get here?
Right.
Yeah, so no, and I'm looking forward to what Mia Yim is going to do going forward with the Knockouts division. I think she's a great addition to that company.
She's been having great matches.
Yeah, and I think they are. I think they're in a good spot. I think Giselle Shaw's another very good addition. Yeah, speaking of the news that just came out this week that she is trans. Man, that's I don't necessarily understand all of the news around it. But I do think that it is great that she is getting to tell her story, and I did like seeing her get so much media attention because she's really, really good. She's a really good wrestler.
She is. I remember seeing her in Revolution Pro in 2019, and me and my missus, like, she went against. I won't mention the person, but we don't mention her around these parts. I'll just say Fessa Clanchard. She versed her on that show, and we were more impressed with Giselle Shaw than Klessa. So I enjoyed that so much, and I've loved seeing her in Impact Wrestling as well.
Man, speaking of that WoW trailer came out, and we didn't see a certain nuclear talent anywhere in that
no
clip,
nuclear heat in this clip, that's for sure.
So I don't know, man. Maybe what Sean was saying is right, and they are not necessarily getting along at the moment. I mean,
how could you at this point with this person? That's just a royal fuck up, man. She really fucked the bag up.
Man, speaking of knockouts too, Lady Frost put out that tweet.
Yeah.
It was saying that she asked for a release. Lady Frost is excellent. One of the best moonsaults in the biz right now. I don't know why she asked for a release, but definitely looking forward to whatever she does next.
There's a lot of moving parts with the Impact Wrestling women's division because Phil and I just heard like a rumor about someone involved in the match we just talked about being somewhere else. So there's a lot of crazy things going on there.
It's gonna be hard to keep women there, especially
Yes.
like the more
Money.
more money other people offer them, and then just like other companies getting it together with their women's division.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's only a matter of time before Deanna's gone. I hate to say that,
Yeah,
but I think it's only a matter of time. I think that she's built herself up to be one of the top women's wrestlers in the world, and I think she belongs on national television, man.
Agreed.
100% agree with you. And I got to talk to her, and everything she said, it was right before her AEW Dynamite debut. It just made me feel like she wants to be there. She wants to be there. Like, I think the only thing that kind of is her like connective tissue to Impact Wrestling is Steve Macklin, her fiance, and Chelsea Green. But Steve Macklin, he's been killing it. He's another guy that they should just, like you said, they're heavyweight division is so weak. Steve Macklin is another guy that should be in their heavyweight division with Chris Bay, with Ace Austin, but they seem to kind of just position them just underneath there. But if he wants to leave and go with Deanna to AEW, I wouldn't mind it at all.
Yeah, I saw the glow up for Deanna before that match. I saw just the difference in the swagger coming out in front of a bigger crowd. It's only a matter of time.
Deonna, yeah, it's going to be tough to keep Deonna when contract time or whatever kind of contract thing they have going on. So Jake says, why do that when you can have Cody versus Seth 15 more times? Cody is hurt. He had his arm repaired. Okay.
Coleman is definitely hurt. No, Seth. Look, Seth's winning that championship this year.
Yeah,
I'm predicting it. He will be champion by the end of the year.
He's definitely winning that title or that briefcase, and he's going to be the next world champion. I don't know if they're going to do one of these hold on for a long time things. People have been talking about this connected to SummerSlam, the SummerSlam match, which is kind of.
I want my man to get his main event match at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
he deserves it.
He deserves it. He does.
He deserves it. I want him to main event WrestleMania. He should have main evented this year against Roman. I'm going to die on that hill. That should have been his match. Nobody wanted to see that Brock match again.
No. Jake says he walked in and was like, "So where's Johnny?"
Yeah, he definitely was walking around like, "Yo, hey man, where's this guy? Where's that guy?
Yeah, where's your boy?" Just like Okada with Chicago. R. Dickinson said, R. Dickinson 08 says, Triple H got that smoky mind control over Vince. I got mind control over you, Vince.
Yeah, he'd be like, shut up, and I stopped talking.
And what the hell is Vince doing? He came out again on Raw to do his thing and jumped down a bunch of stairs. What's going on here?
Listen,
dude, you can't stop the invincible. He is invincible, uncancelable, unstoppable. Man, I feel like I've been on the mountain alone. Basic Man is just, he's doing his Jordan Belfort in Wolf of Wall Street. He's like, I'm not going anywhere.
I'm not leaving.
As long as a McMahon has the CEO chairwoman position, I'm in charge. He's still in charge, and that's all he's doing.
Yeah, that was definitely something. I didn't watch Raw Monday, but I saw all of the gifs of it, and I saw the clip of him talking. I was just like, this is gross.
I don't know why he keeps doing this.
You know why he keeps doing it?
I know exactly
because he can.
It's just like the people that he gave money to in 2016. He was like, I have to show my face. They can't get me if I show my face. If I show that they're not getting to me, they'll never get to me. So pretty disgusting. The grossest, nastiest shit you could ever think of. So I'm gonna try to get to these bird chats because I think that's up for super chat. We actually got to the bottom of the super chats. Thank you everybody for the super chats. Of course, this is my first time running the StreamYard thing, so that probably made a bunch of mistakes. It probably cost us a bunch of money and a bunch of everything. I'm the worst. This is why Will Washington's here. He's been here for 17 years. He knows all the ins and outs of podcasting. Me, I just show up, talk my shit, shoot it to Phil, and then we're out of here. That's usually how it happens.
So. Every week, man, I'm going to hate myself later for making this comparison, But every week, man, Will Washington is the LeBron James of our big three.
I mean,
all of our offense revolves around him, man.
All of it.
And you know, he leads this thing. He runs the ship, man. There's a
Bro,
reason
I'm
why
trying to get the alley
like,
oop. Bill's trying to hit the corner three, and
Look,
Will
man.
is running the offense. You know,
Look,
you got Mario Chalmers filling in for Will this week. The offense not going to as well as usual. I hit some threes though.
Look, man, come on, man. I just stand in the corner and make some references and jokes here and wait for somebody to say anything about Chicago. Yeah, that's me. I'll wait. I'll do this like Kobe used to do. Like,
right. Yeah. Hey,
start clapping for the ball when we start talking about women's wrestling or something else.
Speaking of Chicago, the party's starting tonight, ain't it? In Chicago, Warrior Wrestling is lit.
It is tomorrow, actually.
Oh, it's tomorrow. It's before the show.
Yeah, it's right before.
Oh,
right
okay. They doing. That's an interesting strategy that sometimes works for a lot. Or you think that's a great strategy?
It's smart because it is at Malcolm X College, which is right up the street from the United Center, and it's
that's good.
Right before the show. So
good strategy.
You can get a bunch of people that might be just lingering around the city that got here today, and they don't have anything to do tomorrow. So you have some wrestling before the show. And actually looks like a really good card for Warrior Wrestling 24. It would have been dope if it was Warrior Wrestling 23.
Right.
But,
who was number 24 on the Bulls?
I don't think we had a 24. The only 24 I always think of is Kobe. Like, that's
Kobe,
the best. But I'm really looking forward to that card too, because Casey Navarro just won the Warrior Wrestling Championship last week in that he cashed in his medallion during the War of Attrition and pinned Brian Pillman Jr. to win the title, and he's versus Speedball Mike Bailey on the show, so that should be a very good matchup.
There's also a women's wrestling army show. Is it in conjunction or are they running at the same time?
I think it's in conjunction with the Warrior show. So I think
dope.
There are 2 women's army matches. I believe there is a
Holodead and Janai Kai are on there. Diona and Ashley Vokes and Heather Reckless and Miranda Alizé, I think is her name. Yeah, that's dope.
That's dope.
I believe that the Holodead match is a Mission Pro Women's Championship match.
It is.
Yeah, so that should be good. It looks like a good card. I believe like Mike Bennett's on that card. Mike Bennett versus
Beastman. Davey Richards versus Filthy Tom Lawler's on the card. Chris Hero's going to be there for FanFest. I know a lot of people are excited about Chris Hero. He was even one of the names mentioned for Danielson, but I don't think he's really as active as people want him to be. So. Yeah.
He's pretty much been retired since he left WWE. And shout out to my boy Romeo, Truly Hill Romeo in the chat. Number 24 on the Bulls, White Jesus, the great Brian Scalabrine.
Oh man, how can I forget Scal?
White Mamba.
Scal, Chicago legend off the bench.
Let's go, baby. And then Casey Navarro versus, as I mentioned earlier, Speedball Mike Bailey. That's going to be a big bang. That's going to blow everybody away. Casey Navarro, like they said, just won the Warrior Wrestling Championship from Will Osprey last weekend, maybe. So this is going to be a pretty big show. They run pretty often out there in Chicago, don't they, Phil?
Yeah, this is their home base. Usually they run out in Chicago Heights, which is like the suburbs. It's not in the city.
Gotcha.
So I think this is like their first time doing something like big in the city. And so I think this is a big deal for them, like especially running right next to Forbidden Door, and then possibly getting some people to go back and forth from there to Forbidden Door. I think it's a good call. I think it's a smart move for them. And Warrior Wrestling usually puts on good shows, man. I think their War of Attrition matches are usually good. They've now been doing lucha matches that have been really good. Somebody just put in our chat that Tyrus Thomas was also 24, and that is sacrilege to me. Do you guys know who we traded? Do you guys know who we traded for that pick for Tyrus Thomas?
Who?
We had one LaMarcus Aldridge, and we traded.
Somebody said in the chat, Tyrus, we almost had LaMarcus Aldridge Thomas.
Yeah, we had LaMarcus Aldridge, and then we traded for Tyrus Thomas. Why why? I've had a lot of painful years with the Chicago Bulls, and so
Yes.
now when I see Tyrese Thomas, I'm like, why did we make that trade? That was one of the dumbest trades in sports history.
That's how Knicks fans gonna feel by being involved in that trade for Jalen Duran. I know you don't. You're probably not a Detroit Pistons fan, but they had the best draft. Getting Duran and Jaden Ivey killed it in the draft.
Yeah, didn't they just make that trade for the draft pick? They were part of that trade for Jeremy Grant too, right?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I mean, not a Detroit Pistons fan by any means. Nah.
That backcourt though, Ivy and Cade Cunningham, that's going to be something in the future.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I don't know what the heck they're doing. They're one of those teams like the Orlando Magics that they're just throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks. I don't know what their plan is. Like, what type of team are you trying to build in Detroit right now? Like, I don't understand how any of these pieces fit.
I'm not really versed in those young guys. Who was like the number one, blah blah blah. Who was the LeBron James of the draft this year?
Pablo Banchero was number one pick with that Riddle outfit that he had on, and Cade.
He's the one that went to the Magic.
Yeah, he went to the Magic, and Cade Cutting. No, I'm saying Cade Cutting. I mean, what's his name that went to OKC? I forget his name. Chet Holmgren went to OKC Thunder at the number 2 pick, and then Jabari Smith went to the Houston Rockets.
That's what's up.
Jabari was projected number 1 for the longest, so I was really surprised he didn't go number 1. I don't think it's a bad pick for Orlando, but at the same time, you don't trust Duke players. Come on. You drafted a Duke player number 1. We drafted a Duke player number 1. Remember how that went for us?
Yeesh. Phil's got some real beef out there, man.
No, I definitely have beef.
There's some Chicago Bulls bad years out there, man, since Jordan left.
I've definitely have a lot of beef with our front office since Jordan left, because it shouldn't. We shouldn't have.
Well, as we seen when Jordan was there too, it was lit. So.
Yeah, I mean, Kraus.
Yeah, I'm saying, man, damn, yeah. So in Chicago, it's lit. Forbidden Doors this weekend. It's that's all I've been talking about all week. It's going to be an amazing show. I'm going to be doing a post show with the homie Mike tomorrow for Body Slam. I'm sure SP3 is going to be talking about it somewhere in this universe. Is there a scrum tomorrow, Phil, afterwards?
There's a scrum. I will be in the building for the scrum. Will Washington will be there as well.
Oh, yeah, because Will said he bought a new mic to film the thing. Oh, yeah, that's dope.
So
very nice.
Yeah, I don't know who else will be in this media scrum. I will be there. I assume that Tony Khan will be there, doing Tony Khan things like making jokes about people in our scrum or calling people out.
Going back time and time again to one person to call him out this time. Yeah, no, I get it. It's Tony Khan.
I will be very interested to see if anybody from New Japan is in a scrum. I think it would be a missed opportunity if they don't have somebody at least with like a what do you call it, a translator or something? Because I mean, how can you do a show this big and not have anybody from New Japan in the scrum?
You got to have something.
Yeah. Even Gato, get Gato in there and talk about the booking.
Gato in there. Gato's going to come in there with the bucket hat, and my first question is going to be like, "Hey, why do you guys not sell that switchblade bucket hat anymore? Because I've been looking for it everywhere."
Cop it.
We're gonna keep going in a couple of extra minutes so I can try to find the Humper chat. So we're going to talk about some more while I text Phil Lindsey and SP3 are going to talk about their favorite wrestler in the world right now. My favorite
wrestler in the world right now is CM Punk, and he's not wrestling this weekend. I'm still very bummed about that. Again, look,
those Chicago Phils, I'm telling you, they stick together.
There was a certain point, there's a story with that, but I won't tell it on this podcast.
I know.
But so no, at one point this year, I was like, look, Punk's going to be champion, and he's going to be at a Chicago show as champion. And so when he won
I
in
remember
Vegas,
what I wanted to talk about. Triple A Mania, whatever 500. There was a 5-way match. Phoenix,
Yes.
Vikingo, Black Taurus,
Laredo Kid and Bandito.
Kid, and yes, Bandito. This match was fucking insane. If you haven't watched this match, this is supreme spot foo, as I like to call it. They've done every wild wrestling move you could ever think of. You know how those luchadors are. They think of stuff. They're thinking in the year 3000 already on their spots, on their flips, on their spins. And yeah, also the commentary team, they was out there wilding, as you guys saw pictures of in Triple A Mania. They was,
Hugo got that nose candy.
How you think you've been in the game so long, SP3? He know it's gonna be a long show. He gotta get.
Yo, Hugo had to deal with that Spanish announce table being broken all the time.
I'm saying he's like, up here, my table's not gonna be broken. It's gonna be sturdy. I can lay my little thing out and do my thing on my way up.
I've seen that picture and I'm like, it looks like what that was is like somebody, how somebody sits paper on something that's sticky and they like trying to pull it up and they rip it. And that's what it looked like at first. And I was like, I really hope that's what that is.
Yeah, no, it definitely was not that. You're trying to shoot him some bail.
It
was
like
exactly
paper.
what it was.
I was like, I hope that's paper. I was like, wow.
You're trying to shoot the guy some bail, and that was definitely not what that was. That was what it was, man. Bro is out here. It's Mexico, man. No one's really surprised about this. But yeah, watch this match, man. It was an incredible match. All guys went crazy. Phoenix ended up coming out with the victory because it's Phoenix, the craziest wrestler in the world. Actually, I know Vikingo might be crazier than him. Just watch it. Yeah. They're all in there together. There was a very scary spot. Bandito does the holding them up reverse thing. Looked like he landed on his neck. It was a very scary moment, but he was okay. He came back. Great shit, great show.
He was down at the end afterwards because it was like the adrenaline was still in him after landing on his hand, and he did like a dive to the outside, and then after the dive, he was just out of it for the rest of the matchup. But that Laredo Kid with that running Hurricane Rada off the apron was the craziest spot.
I stood up in my room and yelled at that.
But they seem to be building from the first Triple Mania 30 to this one. It seems like they're going to do Vikingo versus Phoenix for all the titles, the Latin American title, Cruiserweight title, and the Mega Championship, which I'm looking forward to in October.
Yeah, that's going to bang. I love those are my two favorite luchadors in the world. So seeing them two together is everything that I could want. They be spinning, they be flipping, and they be dipping. They spinning, I'm telling you. Look at that show, man.
Man, Phoenix was cooking last night. That match with Andrade was very good.
Andrade, yes.
That was super fire. They went for it. They were doing everything. They went through like 3 commercial breaks. They threw everything thing. And then at the end, the big homie Roos showed up, kicked Phoenix down low, and the boys posed in the ring. That's really a thing that happened. Looks like they're setting up them versus the Lucha Bros, which is... We get to see that in an AEW ring. That's going to be amazing, right?
Yeah. Come on, man. We got some Ingobernables. But, Roosh was struggling with that shirt, man. He had to fight his way out of that shirt for a minute. That shirt was not cooperating. Even when he was trying to throw his fist up, he still couldn't get his other arm out.
Right. Yeah, he was just like, hey, don't shoot me from this angle, bro. I can't. It's crazy over here.
But man, that was a great match, great moment. It does still suck that they are not on the card on Sunday night. Politics as usual.
I was thinking about that about everybody. Phoenix, like everybody involved in this pretty much,
Yeah, Andrade versus Osprey, man. If that was the match, we did get robbed of a potential classic match. But I do think that what we're getting is going to be good as well. But man, Andrade not being on his card sucks.
Man, Andrade be killing it on Rampage this year. Like he had the match with him, Darby, and Sami. He had the match before with Pac. Then this one, he be always killing it. But yeah, I felt like Tony told them like, yeah, I'm gonna just let y'all have a pay-per-view match on Rampage, and both Andrade and Phoenix looked at each other like, bet. They just went out, did all the moves.
They did. Shout out to them. That was a super dope match. It's really sad that none of these guys are going to be involved in Forbidden Door because they all have they could have all stories could have been told for everybody because they all also have connections to New Japan. It's unfortunate that fucking wrestling politics do what they do and have ruined this. So, but yes, the show's tomorrow. I can't get the Humper Chats. I don't know what that means for this. I hope that maybe next time we could say them or something. I don't know. You guys don't shoot the messenger. I'm just the guy that was here with this thing on this side. I can't see it on this side.
Man, this was
I'm supposed to make, you know.
Come on, man. This was a lemonade version of Grapsody, man. We had
Go,
lemons,
baby.
and we did the best that we can.
We
out of
did,
this, man. Of not having our intro video, man. You guys know the intro. I listen. Sing the intro.
It'll never happen again because I love hearing my own voice before the show starts. Come on.
Nah, man. We will definitely get this right next time.
Yes.
But man,
mostly just have the Humper Chats. I totally forgot about them until we're here. I see why we'll be shuffling with them every week because they're somewhere in the cloud. I don't know, missing.
Yeah, it just, man, we didn't get any of the Willisms. We didn't get Will's alarm going off like it always goes off every Saturday.
We didn't get an I know. That's my favorite Will Washington-ism. I know.
Uncrowned Quizlemania champion.
Yeah, big facts. Yo, SP3, before we get up out of here, tell these people where they could find you.
Well, you can see it right here. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at True Hill SP3. My YouTube channel, True Hill Heat. We do content pretty much every day of the week. We're going to have a Forbidden Door watch along tomorrow, 8 p.m.
Somebody said no kids. SP3, grab a kid real quick because we usually have a kid cameo. So.
My kid was in here and she was literally laying down next to me and then grabbed one of my headphones, so I couldn't hear y'all for a minute. So I missed out on the opportunity. If you follow True Hill Heat, you see Harlem. That's the Harlem Heat segment. That's her name. Harlem be coming in and stealing the show, trying to steal my headphones. So yeah, but True Hill Heat YouTube channel. We got the Forbidden Door watch along on Sunday. I'm going to be reviewing it with Richard Benson of Post Wrestling and the Gravel App podcast on Monday, along with Romeo, J News. So we got a whole cast of characters over there. Like I said, Romeo was in the live chat. So we do consistent content, watch alongs from Raw, NXT, AEW. So yeah, we're always out there. I'm also on Inside the Ropes ITR Clips on Monday with Alex McCarthy and Sat Eaton.
Bro is out here. Let's go.
On the Wrestle Talk podcast YouTube channel on Wednesdays with Sat E reviewing NXT. We don't enjoy it always, but we have fun talking about it. But we're there for it. We're there for it.
I was about to say that's rough, bro. I feel sorry that you have to review that show every Wednesday.
Man, look, if we were a review podcast, this would be a very different podcast.
We would have been done after the first month, Phil. I would have been like,
we'd have been done. It would have been people on Twitter trying to cook us, like, man, get these guys out of here.
Every week we would have been cooked.
They never say anything good about this show. Yeah. I did think it was funny that they did like a dorm skit this week, and I was like, man, MTV Undressed. I've been trying to tell you guys for months.
It's real as fuck. I haven't watched that show in so long. I feel sad, honestly, at this point.
True story.
Carmelo's cooking, man. Hey,
yeah, Carmelo was amazing. What a great talent. I'm pretty sure Triple H really likes him too, so I think he's going to go to even higher heights from this point.
Man, they brought JD this week. I was like, wonder why they don't want anybody to Google that guy's name.
Yep, JD McDonough.
New name.
McDonough.
Somebody said, why is he winking behind his sunglasses? I'm like, I don't know, man.
I said the same thing. I was like, dude, you got sunglasses on. Why you winking for?
It has been very funny watching NXT and the main roster find NXT UK guys and go, oh, who's this guy? How can we completely change him from what he was over there that worked into something that doesn't work over here? I don't know.
And the Apollo Crews new gimmick where he's the Nigerian equalizer. He writes in his journal about saving the world and dreams about beating up black people who are jumping white people. And it's filmed like it looks like CSI Nigeria. It's good stuff. Good stuff. NXT 2.0. Check it out. Or check out the podcast here with Kate and Alex, or check out us on Wrestle Talk on Wednesday.
What just happened? No, they were saying like because didn't he lose his accent, Phil?
Yeah, he doesn't have the accent.
Where did he lose it at?
I don't know. Same place.
He lost it on his way to Florida. Like, hey, yo, I forgot. I can't talk like that anymore, Vince.
The same place he lost Commander C's, I guess. I don't know.
He lost his man and his accent. It's crazy out here.
They're all in the same place.
Yikes! Wow. Yeah. So catch SP3 talking about that show. Yikes.
Thank you.
But yeah, watch the show tomorrow. It's been lit. It's Grapsody, Will, Phil, and Reg. Not Will, he's not here. Reg, Phil, SP3. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you're not too pissed off about these Humper chats. I'm sure they're there. We'll respond to them. They'll be good. Everything will be good. Hey, I appreciate everybody. Thanks for coming on Saturday morning. We did 2 hours. That's how we do it. We went through it. We told y'all about everything. You know what's up. It's lit. It's your boys. Catch us next Saturday. Grapsody Podcast. Big peace.